And well, I have to stop saying "and we're live" at the beginning of every single video. Hi, I'm Lloyd, and I'll be running 13th Age, my 4 compatriots here. It's going to be a fun game in a slightly dark sun-style world with homemade icons and a whole bunch of people who've never played 13th Age before, myself included. It's going to be great. I have 4 people to talk to and basically go through the list so that you can pretend you care about them, starting with Ian. Although Ian is muted, so he doesn't know that.
I'm here. Yep, good evening, everyone. Tonight I will be playing Ur, a human ranger stroke archer, probably the best archer you'll ever see in the world, bar none. And that's me.
Next up, we'll be moving on to Mr. Davis.
Hi, I'm Rob, aka the Swamper. Playing Bellows, a paladin, tiefling paladin.
And then we'll be moving on to Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'll be playing Iroh, half-orc rogue.
And is that everyone important? That's everyone important, right? Okay. I mean, oh shit, John. Yeah, you're next.
Hi, I'm John from Red Dice Diaries, and I will be playing Baedra, who is a dwarf who is slowly being turned to stone by the arcane powers that he wields.
All right, super six. Oh, now let's get right into the point. So the world of Zamd it's Dark Sun. It's Dark Sun. Okay, look, it's Dark Sun. Used to be a huge, beautiful, lush forest continent. Spell Wars kicked in, wrecked the whole thing up. Last 100 years is slowly starting to build itself back into normal, thanks to the icons using their influence and powers to move forward on that. The things you need to know is gods no longer exist in this world. They've all buggered off somewhere else. No one knows where they are. Everyone gets their powers from the spirits of the earth itself. The whole place is mostly a desert wasteland with few oases planted here and there that people are trying to survive in. The races aren't what they used to be. The people aren't what they used to be. It's a harsh, tough, deep world. And nothing is harsher and tougher in this world than the pathway of the Gulch. The Gulch is a valley that stretches over a very good portion of the northwestern part of Zamd. It is mostly surrounded by dunes on left and right, and this nice little, like, easy to cross, almost like a natural road that runs across it. People like to use it to make paths from one part of the area to the other because it's fast, it's simple, there's less up and down hills to go, and it's fairly easy to travel through. Some parts are made of jagged. I've got jagged stone from the mountains of the north because that's a pass right through them. And some parts are fairly smooth and lower down and almost not like a valley. But this is where we're going to start our game today. As long as I don't get interrupted, I'm going to Auntie open the door right now. Please don't open it. Okay, good. This we're going to start the game today. We're going to start in a slightly more interesting moment. The players, aka everyone else, are standing back to back. The caravans that were traveled in have been horrifically decimated. The battle that just took place has killed almost every single one. The 4 of them stand, the last survivors of this raid, as 6 dark elves walk around them, weapons drawn. Flames burst up from the night. Oh, it's dark, by the way. I forgot about that. Yes, it's also dark. From the night of all the caravans have been set on fire, people's bodies skewing about. And the players stand together, facing these 6 dark elves who've all drawn these nasty looking bone knives with like weird riddles running down them and blood seeping from their cores. And that's where we're starting. What do you do?
I'm going to rush them.
I think that's a fairly decent idea to do. And since you're rushing them...
Stay together. Safety in numbers.
Well, we can discuss that in a minute because it's initiative time, boys.
Okay.
Now, if you look at your character sheets, there is an initiative button right there.
Right.
Feel free to click it.
Right where?
Or under decks.
Next.
Under. Okay, yeah, got it.
We're using the Roll20 version initiative, which is supposed to be easy and quicker and awesomer. And I forgot to put the escalation die on. Oh God, where is it going?
You attempted to Roll20.
Yeah, the initiative's not working, dude.
Oh no! You just click it.
Just look at the original.
I know why, because you don't have tokens.
So yours will be 5, yeah?
Yeah. Mine's just 5 plus whatever.
true.
So
I
D20
apologize for
plus
that, guys.
5. So
I need to make sure everyone has tokens for this to work, which I completely forgot about. So I'm just gonna quickly grab some generic tokens.
Yeah.
there we go. 23.
Hey,
I got 21.
all right. If you must type into chat to roll, it's /R 1d20 plus your dexterity bonus. The dexterity modifier.
Don't forget to add your level on as well.
And your level. I knew I forgot something. I should put tokens on these things.
Smash it up.
18.
Pen. Where did I put my pen? There you are. Keep going. I'm fully prepared for this. Ugh. Okay, let's count it up. 23 is the highest, so that will be you, John.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then it will be, let me double count this properly.
Then it'll probably be Hannah, I'd assume.
What's Hannah's note, Rob?
21.
21.
Oh, okay, then Hannah next. Okay, then it's Rob. Then it's Ian. And then it's me, because I rolled a natural 1. Great.
Nice.
All right, Rob, because you charge them before everyone else goes, you get a surprise round that happens before the combat. So go for it.
Excellent.
Although you're muted.
So I'm going to attempt to smite my foe.
Okay.
So I will say, so I don't add anything to a modifier. That's like if there's a spell running or anything else. The regular bonus
add
is built in,
4,
I'm assuming.
because whenever you smite, you add a +4 to your roll. You have a feat that does that. I couldn't include it in your actual roll because the dice
Got
escaped me. Right. That will work. And also roll your melee basic attack.
Is there a modifier on that?
Nope. Just a
Okay.
straight roll. All right. So with your smite and that's 30 damage. That's well over 30 damage. Describe how you killed the first one.
Okay, so I come in, I see him readying his weapon, and I come in with my ball and mace. Now, this is the end of the mace is actually like a skull of some animal with horns. So that's like the pointy parts of the mace.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm swinging this around, and then as he raises his weapon, I just bring it down on his skull and kind of crack his skull. He just caves to the ground.
Oh,
I
that's fucking
whirl looking for the next one.
As you turn around to face the next one, the 5 of them slowly take a step back, like, "Oh shit, John!" It's
I'm gonna
Merritt
try and
Morris
look
then.
big. I'll swing wide, try and look big.
Okay, not a problem. Well, seeing, what was your character's name, Rob? Sorry?
Bellows.
Bellows. Okay, well, seeing that Bellows has sort of driven them back and hoping to capitalize on that, what I'd actually like to do is I'm going to put my pumice staff on the ground, trying to like draw the magic up from the earth, and I'm going to attempt to use a cantrip if I can, like you know, the minor illusion cantrip.
Yeah.
So as Bellows rushes forward and he's trying to look big and scary and he's just hacked down one of these guys, I'm actually going to have sort of like fire seem to like burst from his skin. It's purely illusionary, but just to like boost up his like intimidation factor.
I love it. Why don't you make a roll on that using one of your backgrounds? What you do in this case is that you click the background you want to use, and then you will click your charisma because you're trying to terrify them. So I'm going to use charisma to use
No
that,
problems.
and it should hopefully work. Please roll properly.
Modifier. So there we go. 15.
There we go. 15. There's 5 of them left. The reaction isn't direct, but you can see in about half of them, there's fear in their eyes. They actually take a step back and start mumbling in this weird, dark elven language.
Yeah, so I imagine as Bellows steps forward and he's doing his big sort of impressive thing, and I'm sort of standing a few paces behind him, sunk my staff into the ground. These sort of flaming like sigils appear on his skin and sort of like flames start, you know, like every Street Fighter 2 like character you've ever seen powering up for a vision.
Fucking the bar starts to go up at the bottom of the screen.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you. All right. That'll be 2 of them terrified, but we'll do that another time. It is now Eero's turn. Eero?
Okay. I take out one of my throwing hatchets from my belt and chuck it to whoever's still looking like they might be about to attack us.
That's
There are
right.
two
basically.
who are standing next to him who are like, nah,
Right,
we're gonna fuck about the fire. I want to sort this shit out.
Throwing axe right between the eyes.
Roll it.
Here, catch.
So 16 plus 7 with the flying blade attack. Do I need to keep counting? I'm already on 23 to hit.
The 23 hits. Okay, fine. Carry on.
Yeah, 6 damage.
Yeah. So only
Do I
6. Are
add-
you sure?
Yeah, do I add another modifier to the damage dice, or is it just
Yes,
straight
you should
damage
be
dice?
rolling 3d6 to your damage.
Oh, right, okay. That sounds even better. So 6, 11, 17.
Yeah, fucking
Almost a
describe how
max,
you're killing
wow.
him too.
Straight down he goes.
He's not getting up again. He's done. All right, jumping on to you again, Rob.
So the next one, I'm rushing at him, and I've got like an angry furor in my eyes as I charge at him. Darkness will not stand.
Do it.
I'm gonna smite again.
You can only smite once per encounter. But you can
Right,
smite
you're right.
twice
Once
again.
per encounter. I know that. I should have known that. I'm sorry.
Not your fault.
I
Don't worry.
will do the melee basic attack.
Do it. I will fix your smite 4 button though, so you don't have to keep rolling 2 at the same time.
I believe that's a natural.
No, it's a 19, not a natural.
Oh, okay. On my screen, it come up. Okay.
If you hover over it, it'll show the dice you rolled in brackets.
4, 7. Oh, I see. Okay, I got it. I get it now. Sorry. 20 points of damage.
Yeah, fucking yeah. It's the same as last time. You turn it up, you're like, I'm not gonna move for your shit. Head caves in. He buckles a little bit, desperately trying to like get his fingers moving forward. He seems like sort of sputter a little bit on the ground.
I run over him as he falls to get to the next guy.
Oh God. Okay, finally, Rack.
Interesting. Well, seeing as Bellows is running one way around in a semicircle, I shall go the other way.
Ooh. There is an elf looking a little bit odd and slightly terrified, and also hoping you won't kill him because he has a family. He has a family, Ian. Ian, please.
So did all these people they've just killed.
That's a
Yeah,
good point. Okay, you made a point.
Tell it like it is, Rack. Tell it like it is.
Go on.
Yeah,
Finish him.
you should have thought about this before you attacked.
I've only murdered 3/4 of your friends. Show mercy.
I can change.
I can change. I promise.
Die. Oops.
Did it work? Did something go wrong? I don't know.
Better luck in the next life.
Center.
Everything okay? What happened?
It's waiting for a modifier.
Oh yeah, just put 0.
Annoying. There we go. That's,
Well, okay, so that's a crit. So when you roll a crit, you just re-roll your dice again. So could you please roll 3? You roll another one to add up. So could you please roll 3d6 for me, please? /R3d6.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's 20 damage.
Yay.
Please kill it. Describe how he dies. I'm not even gonna bother anymore. You got it.
Okay, start gibbering on in some Elven foreign tongue or whatever it's chatting for mercy. So I smile and nod at him. Yeah, right. Whack straight in his throat.
He like grabs onto it as he's bleeding
No,
out
mercy.
desperately and then goes down his knees.
No,
My
mercy.
weapon is named Mercy.
Right. The other man, the one guy still left, is not staying for this. He turns around and he starts bolting. He starts screaming over. You see the other elves that are around there trying to loot and stuff. So I've turned around and see you guys slaughter like 4 people without even blinking an eye. And they're not going to stay for this. They can come back and loot the bodies later. They scatter about. They jump up on their scorpions and then they just get the fuck out of there. The area finally clears. What's called? You people, you're all exhausted. You're a little bit worn out. You're a little bit tired. But you're here. You're alive. Everyone else is dead.
Straighten my hat.
Where were we
Retrieve my
en route
axe.
to, and why were we with these people?
The Gulch serves as a fantastic caravan pass that leads you down to the city of Sabin. You were en route to Sabin for your own personal reasons, one which I am not yet to tell you because I don't actually know. It's your characters. However, this ambush, which was unprecedented and you weren't ready for, seemed to have happened on your way there. You're only about halfway to the city, to the Gulch. When this went on, you're supposed to be bending off and heading off your own way, and about maybe like 2 days travel. When this happened.
And this
You
is
do know,
not a
however,
common
is that-
occurrence. This is a freak
This is
occurrence.
not. The elves do not travel past the crack of the earth. They normally stay in the desert with their people and their lord. This is the first time you've seen any of them come this far up, and you don't know why.
Perhaps there's some clues in their pockets.
There is something afoot
Maybe.
when elves are seen here.
Or other things that may be worth recovering.
I agree. It's not normal for elves to be found this far out. Certainly, we should see what we can salvage from the caravans and see if we can find any clue to what they're doing here. And
Yeah,
start
I'm going to
marching
search.
through.
I'll search a few bodies, primarily with the intent of looking for identification, and secondarily for any valuables. I'll just pocket, most of which will be donated to the church later.
All right.
How
So
far away about whether we need to bury the bodies or take them with us?
the way out of the Gulch that you were going to take, the pathway that led to the city, is only 2 days away. But that would have been out the Gulch and then walking across the desert to the city, which would have been another week.
Yeah. Bury or funeral pyre.
Have any of the riding beasts of the caravan survived, or have they all been slaughtered as well?
One has survived. One is just about walking back. It's like a broken down camel, slightly weakened.
I'll see if I can grab the camel and then say, if we're going to travel anywhere, we'll need provisions. We can load up this beast with whatever we can find. But I suggest, given the elves are prepared uncharacteristically, that we should all attempt to stick together. As you said earlier, safety in numbers.
Uh-huh.
Right. So
There may
because-
not be many supplies left, but there are not many of us left requiring them either.
True.
We'll load up the camel then.
searching through the people that are lying on the ground, the elves specifically, you find that they don't carry much other than their weapons and their tattoos. Most of them are fairly normal and boring. However, in front of the caravan leader, this fairly large orc called Norman, who had like basically has like 5 different swords stuck in his chest. He had grabbed one of the guys and pulled him closer and strangled him with his hands as he had died. And that elf has something strangely procured in one of his breast pockets.
What is it?
You pull it out, it's a scroll, but the texture of the scroll isn't right. There's something strange. It's not paper. It feels slightly leathery, maybe made from the flesh of a creature of some kind. You pull it open. I'm assuming you pull it open at some point, and it is mostly elven sigils written and drawn in all their weird, intricate ways. The language of the elves aren't exactly something that's known to many people. People don't tend to go out of their way to learn the language because they're mostly a savage race until the elven beast lord arrived about maybe 50 years ago. But the writings they have is hard to understand unless you have someone who can actually translate it.
Let me have a look at it, and I'll sort of hold my hand there.
And what would be the value of this unique piece of merchandise? Oh, I've rolled a 1. Oh, it looks worthless to me. There you go. There you
It
go.
is
dwarf
worth
guy.
nothing.
I'm
Fucking nothing.
as someone who
Just some
is
scribbles.
as someone who is a sage, I'm going to, and has studied many different topics, I'm going to open it up. First of all, I'm going to be looking to see if I can make out any sort of general syntax of the scroll. You know, if it was a magical scroll, it'd probably have a certain formulaic way of writing. And I'll just try and pick up a general gist of what it might say using.
Difficulty 15. Make the roll.
Okay. So, Sage of the...
While he's doing that, I want to take out a scrap piece of parchment, and I'm going to write a short note that basically says, this is what happens to enemies of the light, and I'm going to leave it in the hands of one of the fallen.
If you want it to really work, the guy who was being pulled forward and strangled, he seemed to be fairly in charge of them during the battle. So,
all right, so I'll put it in his pocket then.
Excellent. Dig it right there, like so out.
Yeah.
What did you get, John?
20.
It takes about maybe a good like minute or two, but you slowly start to pick out what is being made. It's instructions and directions to a location. You're not very good at, you're good at knowing how to translate and read, but you're not quite sure where the location is. But it seems to be pointing specifically to something new. And at the very bottom, it says, "Let the rivers flow again." That's what you translate it to.
Okay, so I'll be sort of walking up and down as I'm sort of like musing under my breath, reading this, and then I'll say, "Well, I don't know exactly what it says. I'm not fluent in Elven, but something about rivers flowing, and it seems to be directions towards some sort of discovery." I'm no orienteer, so I don't know. Do any of the rest of you know this area better than me? Perhaps you'll be able to, if I translate, perhaps you'll be able to. Yeah, we'll be able to follow these directions. It could be worth something. It might explain the elves' behavior as well. And it mentions rivers, so perhaps there's a supply of water there.
If there are more like this, and I kick one of the bodies there to be found, then that alone will make the journey worthwhile.
Pass it around to you all then and say, well, and I'll translate it as best I can as it's being passed around. Well, if any of you can make out the directions better than me, then we'll attempt to follow it, assuming no one has any directions. After all, we're not going to get far in this great desert without water, are we?
True.
How much water have we actually got?
You have enough water to survive quite a bit of time, but in about maybe a week or two, you might have a bit of a problem. Fortunately for you, you know there is a gulch outpost just a day ahead of you.
Yeah, you said we're only 2 days from the city.
No, you're 2 days from the pass out of the gulch.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, 1 day then. Yeah, it's not bad. We're okay for that.
1 day to get to the outpost, so it's not so bad.
So I'm going to look at this map. I'm going to take my best guess and just point.
Yeah, you go, and everyone's like, I don't know. There's only 2 ways in the gulch. It's that way or that way. We just came from that way. It can't be that way. Okay. Sort of like that. But you also, once again, I repeat again, reading the map is going to be difficult because the language, understanding, orienteering, you need an expert. But the town is, not the town, the outpost is just up the road. So at the very least, you'd have a place to go that is safe for you to stay at.
Well, what say we continue on to the outpost? We can, once we're lodged somewhere safely, we can ponder the map a little bit further.
And perhaps there may be someone there that can translate that.
Indeed, bit of local knowledge.
Sounds fair to me. All right. So you gather your supplies the best you can. You gather what you think is important. Are you going to be robbing the people if you want? You're welcome to it.
Hell yeah.
The only problem is that those will go after you.
I'm not going to take anything like that I have to pawn or that's going to be difficult to pawn, let's say. Only stuff that's obviously valuable. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be petty about it, try and think everything is worth a copper or two.
Which is perfectly fair. There isn't that much stuff left behind. The elves take as much as they can get their hands on, including whatever they can see and grab. And they had ransacked quite a bit of it while all of you were still fighting your way out of that location. Sorry, what?
I was going to say, I'd like to also look for anything that might be considered, personal, just a personal, something with nostalgia for a, certain family that I might return it to their neighbors. You know what I mean? Not to claim it, but like something that might have value to them.
Make a search for nostalgia roll for me. The rest of you gather enough to get about maybe 100 ceramic pieces worth of gems. It's not the best kind of gems, but it's worth a fortune to you guys because like money ain't cheap. Difficulty is only 12 for you, Rob.
How is it? What's the nomenclature of that again?
So to roll that, let me go to a character sheet just to help you out because this is the first time for all of us. You will be making a spot check of some kind using a wisdom and click one of your backgrounds that will help you search better. Whichever one you think makes sense.
Bounty hunters for finding people. So I'm looking for clues that helps me track down, relatives of these people. This isn't to rob them. This is to return. I found this on your dead uncle kind of thing, right?
Make the roll. I'll give it to you. Difficulty
so
12.
what am I rolling? A D20 and what's the nomenclature?
You click the wisdom button and then click the bounty hunter button. Click the wisdom button and it should pop down immediately for you.
Click the bounty hunter button and then the wisdom button.
Yeah. And God, please let it work. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Let's see. Submit. It didn't put a modifier in, but
didn't need to. It adds it all up for you. See, background level.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It kind of speeds things up a little bit for my side. Also, I wanted to use it because it looked cool. I paid for it, so fuck it. As you search around looking for something some kind of like memento and stuff like that, if most of the other people tend to be traveling fairly light, they do have a few things here and there. There's nothing that's really like noticeable just from them. However, from Gorm's hands, as he is tightening in, you spot there is something dangling from his fingers, slightly etched in his blood running down. It is a brooch that he must have wrapped around his hand when he grabbed that guy.
And what do I know about the person who's dead that has this?
He is a hardcore gulch caravan runner. He's run the caravan for years. He's kept it up. He grew up doing it. He hasn't stopped. It's all he cares about. He has no other reasons for anything else. He's a half-orc. He's built a brick shit house. And
what did you say his name was?
Grom.
Grom. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Would seem likely that there would be some locals who would know of a caravan runner. Perhaps he has family in town.
I know his friends. He's helped me move stuff a few times.
Most fortunate. Well, we can seek them out then when we arrive at the outpost.
I'll be over with you in a minute. I'm just going to give Rack a hand getting these bodies into one of the carts, and sort of me and Rack finish like piling these bodies into one of the carts. I'm going to look around for like a flask of oil or whatever the equivalent to be to like empty over him. Then I'll just sort of wave my hand in that direction, minor fire cantrip, set the bodies on fire in a cart, funeral pyre.
I'll take a little time to say last rites for the victims, but not for any of the dead elves.
I think that's perfectly fair. You leave
last rites to whom? Because there are no gods anymore.
Spirits. The spirits. Of rock. The rock spirits still rule the world.
Besides Rack, last rites have always been more for the living than the gods. Even when they did exist, I don't think the gods really actually needed our rites. They're more to comfort us.
Yeah, it kept him quiet for 2 minutes.
Tradition is important.
I agree, very much so.
I agree more than you might imagine.
Very well. Shall we continue on towards the outpost then? Now that this business seems concluded.
Yep, just give it the once over, see if anything leaps out that needs doing.
Yeah, I'll nod. As we're walking along, I'll clean my bone mace of blood and brain bits.
As you start to make your way past them, leaving the bodies behind to burn, the sun slowly starts to rise up in front of you, slowly coming up above the gold, so you can see it in this full-on, beautiful, weird, dark, sandy glory. It flows all the way down to behind you, where you can see the burning bodies from the caravan that you people have spent quite a bit of time hanging out with and meeting the people, including Gorm himself. But you leave it all behind as you start to make your trek down. It doesn't take long before... No, it does take long. It takes a day. What am I talking about? It takes a good day of walking, of going through, until by the time the sun is just about to set, you come forward and you can see the makings of the outpost itself. Etched into the wall of the mountainside, sticking out, is this fort built on, weathered by time and age, with a flag flying about, flying the flag of the Master Leap of Man himself. There are people mauled about outside. Maybe you can make out maybe 6, 7 caravans that have pulled up here, seem to be parking, waiting for a day. And inside the fort itself, there is sounds of talk and conversation and everything else. You can also spot, working its way into the wall slightly, there's a slight little cavern where people are walking back and forth, carrying buckets of water, trying to get themselves back inside again before the night sits.
Yeah, we'll head for the gates, right? The entrance.
Mm-hmm. The gates themselves aren't guarded by anyone in particular. There's no reason to stop people coming into the gulch. As you guys start to arrive, the gates are fairly wide open. It's not dark. No one's going to get in your way. You come into the fort itself, and it is a burst of activity. There's people coming in, setting up shop for the night market, getting the food, all the stuff ready. The people walking towards the caravan masters themselves are going forward towards the fort keepers and are registering their names to say that they've arrived and everything's fine and what they've lost and who they've lost and why they've lost them and all of that jazz. A few people turn around and see you guys walk in, and just the 4 of you, and are a little bit confused because I'm not quite sure where 4 people would come in. But in the harsh world of Zamd, you never know what people's reasoning for what the travels are, and they leave you alone.
I'm going to go right over there and give them a full report.
So you come onto this fairly short human, weathered, slightly graying beard, sitting there writing down how does he kind of sort of looks up. He's like, "Hello."
I have some grave news. We were with the caravan of Grom. We were attacked by quite a number of elves. We 4 managed to survive. Of all of them.
Wait, Grom's caravan's gone.
That is true. I'm going to show him the locket as well.
You seem like throw his pen to the ground, be like, fuck. I was making some wine from that list.
Funny you should.
Your concern is touching. Perhaps he has a relative in town?
Who cares? He's dead anyway. And he goes back to his papers writing up. Thanks for the information, whatever, you may go. He doesn't seem to give a damn.
Yeah, he's going to be on my shit list.
There's got to be someone that works at this fort that I know. Someone that maybe wants a bit of tobacco or something else I've got with me. Whatever.
All right.
Something that the fence shifts.
Roll, and I'll give it to you.
So background is, I've rolled a 19 on the dice.
Oh my God, we used to, okay, fine. I guess the other thing is fine. Okay, so let me just quickly check this out. Give me 1 second. I'm not cock blocking you, by the way, Robert. It's just the way that character is. Just keeping that in mind.
It's all right. We nicked his
I
wine.
didn't feel that way. Yeah.
1 second. I'm just quickly.
Yeah, that seemed very realistic to me.
There is a ranger that goes all the way through here, a tiefling ranger named Strife, who tends to like a little bit of deals on the side. No, again, it's good stuff. It's like he's out in the wild all the time, raising creatures and trying to get to know us better and going on hunts. And he likes a bit of the weed on the side, so he's happy to deal with you. You know him. You've done this whole area before. You've met him already. You know how he's like. He's welcoming to you. You just gotta find him. Night market has just started to kick in. People are opening up the windows. The wares are like, come on, buy fresh this, fresh that.
Did you say
people
it was selling Strife?
Strife,
yeah, Strife. Yeah.
So while they're opening the night market, I'm going to be looking around for anyone who seems to be dealing in any sort of like written materials. So it might give us someone who can decipher more about this scroll that we've got.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll give it to you. Make me a roll for that.
Also, who is in charge in this town? Like, what sort of government, police?
There is a half-orc lady by name of Ivy who runs the whole entire area. She doesn't have a police per se, but she takes on volunteers that come from caravans and need a bit of work. She's a fairly hardcore lady. She doesn't fuck around with shit like that. And she watches over everyone else. Sorry, hiccups there. One more second.
So law enforcement is volunteers?
Volunteers. She thinks she can handle the whole thing by herself, but she's fucking nails. That much you know. But she's happy to deputize people to help out. Think of it like a sheriff.
Okay. I'd like to seek out her location.
All right. She will be in her quarters in the 5th floor of the fort. The fort goes up to 24 floors, by the way, guys. It's fairly huge.
20 floors?
20 floors.
Wow.
It's etched into the mountain itself.
I'm
Okay,
on
neat.
27 for my roll, by the way.
27 for your roll. Right, 1 second. Let me just deal with hey, Rob. Let me just deal with Jonathan for a second.
Yeah,
I'll come
take
back
your
to you
time,
kind
man.
of
Take your
frankly.
time.
Also, let me know if you're going with someone. That also is important for you. Looking around as you do, trying to find something else, you notice there is actually a man sitting. No, wait, it won't be a man. It'll be a dwarf. There'll be a dwarf sitting, laying out these large slices of paper, and not paper, like leather, like laying them down, and then taking this like pin with ink and dipping it in, and then drawing on them these beautiful symbols all around the side that he rolls on up and he sells at a fairly hefty price. From your eye of being a sage, you can tell that he's enchanting the scrolls with every time he rolls, and he sells them off. They are mostly for rejuvenation and powering people up and helping them keep going through the desert. It's like special powers that he embeds inside it from his knowledge. You're looking at another sage.
Okay, so walking over to him, and given that my character's got this sort of grey, almost sort of like stony skin due to the magics that he uses, and this guy being a sage and a dwarf, I'm going to assume he's going to recognise the fact that I'm obviously some form of magic user. So I'm going to walk over, basically unfurl this scroll we've got. I'll greet him in the traditional manner of the Children of the Stone, and then I'll say to him, fellow sage, what do you make of this that I've discovered, taken from the bodies of savage dark elves in the desert wastes?
He looks down at the scroll, and for a moment, just for what you rolled at 27, for a moment, you see him stiffen just for a bit. And then he sort of slowly leans his head up. And then he cocks his head and he goes, you are one of the men who dare to use magic outside of the runes. And yet you've come to me bearing one, like a child wishing to know more than he should. And yet you will not grace me with your name, Sentinel.
If you wish to know my name, you're welcome to it. My name is Bydra.
I am Aragorn. I am a rune priest upon many lands, and it is through me that I draw the fate of this world here and there.
Then I'm sure you're aware that the knowledge that I carry is both a blessing and a curse to those of our kind, but it is a sacrifice I make willingly because I believe it serves a greater purpose.
He takes a deep breath, and then he reaches out for the scroll, and then he slowly takes it off, and you see him sit down like a lotus position and then spread it out in front of him, slowly taking a look at the scroll. He holds it up towards his head, and he sort of spins it round, and he goes, there is much to decipher upon this, much that I cannot do over a single night.
I understand that the skills and ancient knowledge that you possess are not a thing that can be used lightly or easily. Please take as much time as you need, honored priest.
I believe that is perfectly fair, and I shall do so.
Can you
He sort of takes a deep breath.
Can you tell us, is there a sense of evil about what is written on the page?
As you say sense of evil, Beldra, you sense him stiffen again for just a second. And then he goes, on the contrary, everything about this scroll could be better than you might think. And he folds it up and he puts it down. He goes, "If it's all right with you, I would like to borrow this for the night, and ensure that I give it a good reading to make sure I know what it's about, if that's all right with
Of
you."
course. Perhaps, where would you like us to meet you on the tomorrow, so that we could discuss this if you wish to study it overnight?
Come down here again. I shall be waiting for you on the morrow right here in this exact same spot.
Okay, now, given the fact that obviously I've witnessed him sort of bristling and like stiffening a couple of times,
Yeah.
I'm just generally trying to get it. And since obviously he's a dwarf, so I'm familiar with dwarven facial expressions, etc., I'm just trying to get a sense of whether I think he's being honest and forthcoming with us.
All
as
right.
he's talking.
No need to roll. He is honestly going to wait for you here with that scroll. That much isn't a problem. However, make me a roll based on your sight. So wisdom again, because that's what everyone uses in D&D for sight, right, guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
14.
14. As he puts the scroll down, for one short second, his eyes cut to the left and then cut back, and you just about spot it. He looks over at this like range of wares being sold, mostly weaponry being like sharpened up and kept forward by this fairly buff looking mall guy, like this huge guy, big ass muscles, who is not paying attention to what he's doing anymore and has slowly turned his head towards the scroll before going back to that. That much you pick up from him.
I'm gonna fairly obviously to imagine as my character moves, there's a sort of slight grinding noise, like stones moving over each other. I'm just gonna look over to where this guy is and then look back, so it'll be fairly obvious. I've clocked that he's looked at this guy.
Mm-hmm. The dwarf does not react. Aragon's Aragon? God, I wrote it down. I always forget my own names.
Yeah, it was Aragon.
Aragon does not react. He takes the scroll and he goes, "I will wait for you here."
Thank you.
Then he nods at you.
The day has been a long travel. I suggest we refresh ourselves, and then perhaps we can seek out the official in this town to inform them of the danger. Half-elves attacking is most rare.
I agree. I think a spot of rest would do us all good. And as you say, we do need to make sure that other people are apprised of the dangers, especially if this is going to be a regular thing. Elves raiding into the gulch. After all, many caravans use it. What do you think, Jack?
A drink would be nice to get rid of this sand from my throat.
There we are in complete agreement, my friend.
Hero, you have been here before. What place would you suggest?
I might have a couple of ideas. I'll be thinking of somewhere where either Grom's mates are likely to be, or where my mate, the ranger's likely to be.
Strife likes to drink at the Broken Bacon.
Wicked, that's where we go.
No one actually knows what a bacon is, but apparently, for like thousands of years, this place has been called that, and no one has bothered to etch the name out of the stone in the wall. They've just left it there. No one remembers what the fuck it was supposed to be or who owned it. But it's a nice, quiet little like mini pub where they serve this special kind of wine that they bring into the goat, so they make right up here. So the good thing about the fort, that's what's good, that you guys have noticed, is that it has its own mini water source. It's not a great water source, but it's good enough that people come through. From the water source, they also know enough to use it for things like distilling or for growing things around it or anything else that can keep them surviving. And from that, they make this really strong like thing they call palm wine. And it's Hero, this is some good shit. Some good shit. Maybe the other people won't think it is, but you think it's great.
Then I would suggest the Broken Bacon, where they serve the best palm wine in the fort.
Robert?
I nod. Yeah, I'm definitely nodding. I was going to ask, this fort has 20 levels. Is there an elevator system, or is it all stairs? Some sort of magical lift?
there's a pulley system that people tend to man to move things around, but mostly it's for items that are moving up and down. Inside the center of the fort and on the wall itself, which leads to the mountain itself, there is this like elevator system that goes all the way up 20 floors and then all the way back down. Fortunately, because it's the gulch, they have like the top floors are like for the privileged people. So for the high class, like if like a king is walking through here back in the day, this would be where they would stay. But everything else is stairs going up and down.
Okay, so if the broken bacon is within a few floors, we'll go for the stairs. If it's more than that, I'll go for the lift.
Mm-hmm. You can't, but like I said, you can't use the lift. It's mostly for stock, unless you ask really nicely. Then they might say yes.
Okay. Well, in any case, we'll head to this tavern, pub, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, there's no reason why they'd stop from using that. They'd be like, yeah, man, go on, it's cool, we'll take you up. Whee! Yeah, fuck it.
Well, I was just seeing you use it to make money, right? You charge a fee every time.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So
Right? Couple coins. It pays for itself. It pays for the workers.
Well, it pays for itself, but the thing is that if you do charge money for it, Ivy's gonna point out and be like, "Girl, what you doing?" Ivy's that much of a hard ass. You see, charging money for the lifts.
Well, they should be able to recoup their costs. Someone's got to stay in there and operate it all day.
Plus, maybe she gets a cut.
No, she does. No,
which goes towards town, repairs.
No, Ivy's not that kind of person. She doesn't. She herself, her deputies, yeah, but she herself is not that kind of person.
Yeah, but it's not for profit. It's just for
upkeep,
town expenses, right? She doesn't pocket a penny of it. Ivy herself, she considers that to be wrong. She wouldn't take the money. That's the kind of character she is.
Works for me. Free left.
Woo! So yeah, getting on, people will be like, mate, you're not allowed to lift. It's supposed to be that, but you'd have to talk them on there to get onto it if you really want. But other than that, you guys can get up any way you want.
Yeah, no problems.
And the broken bacon awaits. It is a hive of scum and villainy if hive of scum and villainies existed in this world and wasn't in every single bar you went to in the fantasy universe. There's a circle about the front. The wine is being distilled out of this like giant palm branch that's sticking up there that they've filled it up in, and they've stuck this thing inside the side and it's distilling it slowly, and it comes out with every single one pull, and it fills about that much of a glass. But it's some good shit, and they're serving it down. It's warm, but it tastes better warm.
I'll walk over to it and I'll be sort of nodding and humming approvingly at this sort of arrangement they've got to like distill it, or the sort of the craftsmanship of doing that. I'll be sat there with like my pipe or whatever, like.
I'll nod to the barman. I'll give him the 6 pairs of elven boots that I looted off that the corpses earlier.
It's like, oh, my skills will fight to walk outside the front door again. Yeah! Wow! Drinks for everybody!
How much are you giving me these used shoes?
Hey, you need a good pair of boots, especially in the desert.
He gladly takes the boots. These really good leather. Wait, what leather is this made of? I saw looks at this. I'm sure it's nothing important.
Probably best not to ask.
He decides not to. Elven, yes. All right. As you come in, though, and you sort of sit down, sort of mind your own business, you can spot sitting on the far side. There is a man, fairly large robed, like these huge robes, holding something like a bag in his arm like this, and looking slightly more wary around the area.
I'm going to approach the counter, whatever that looks like. I'm going to
circle bar.
Right. So I'm going to have some of this wine, but I'm going to order a plate that has like dates and figs and things like that. Not meats, but other things in the area, like olives.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. You don't get olives and stuff like that because it's still a desert planet, guys. Like, still not the best in the world, but you will get things that are rooted.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, when I did my research for my desert campaign, that was some of the foods that came out, dates, figs, and olives. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. That's probably fair. But I will take the dates away because I think these people grow the stuff inside the building, so it needs sunlight to do it. So I would probably go for more routine kind of things.
Well, you can tell me, you can fill it in, but basically he gets a tray of non-meat things to eat. And he also says, who is that gentleman that seems very guarded?
So Lux goes, I don't know. He came a few days ago. Been sitting here looking nervous as hell since. Pops in the pub every single day. Looks at every single person walking through that door like he's waiting for someone. I don't really know why.
Do I recognize him?
No, you do not. It's not Strife.
In all the D&D games I've played in, paladins have some sort of detect evil built in. Does this one?
No, it doesn't have it built in, but you could try and roll for it to see if you can sense evil.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what. I'm an inquisitor, and so I'm good at questioning people and judging them. So I'd like to use that ability to try and size up this person.
All right, roll
intent.
it.
Scared looks like a criminal. So that I believe is what's that? A cha? What do you want me to roll?
I'll let you roll it. I'll let you roll wisdom. You're watching him. You're not speaking to him.
I imagine Rob's character said that about
I'm
quite a lot of
analyzing.
people we've come across in our travels. He looks like a villain. Wait a minute, he looks like a villain.
That rolled right.
I'm gonna watch you, Nick.
10. I guess it didn't roll well.
Oh shit! Sorry. 1 second. You see him. You sort of watch him carefully, looking at that, and you come to a very smart and sensible conclusion. This guy is fucking pathetic. He's just sitting in the corner, clutching his bag, looking really awkward, completely out of place, like he doesn't know what he's doing. He is absolutely useless. He probably couldn't hurt a fly.
All right. So as I make my way back to, that's fine. As I make the way to my table, I basically want to glower at him a little bit, give him the idea I'm watching you.
You see him jump a little bit, and then like he shrinks
And then
even
go sit
further into his back like that, holds onto it.
This is much better than walking.
Strife, by the way, Hannah, aka Iro, is here and is quietly sitting in the corner pretending not to see you. He's a fairly tall man, slightly almost elvish features. Maybe he's got a bit of elf in his bloodline somewhere else. Sitting down, cross-legged, looking slightly perturbed, looking away, not paying attention to much. Has his bow to his side.
When I've finished my drink, I will head out to wherever he's expecting to meet me and go and like palm off some goods to him and stuff. Obviously, he would come over to me if he wanted to be seen talking to me. I know where he wants me to be.
You know him well enough. All right. As you head out and go around the corner, he starts to follow you. You notice these men start to walk up towards the bacon itself. Fairly well armed men with the scale mail that you guys are associated with. Of course, there's no real metal, so it's like pieces of like a creature of some kind, like added up down together, most like chitting armor, and weave together this really strange mesh. And there's about 5 of them, fairly well built, walking in, being led by this dude who's carrying this giant club that he's strapped to his back, almost as big as he is. You watch them walk past you. One of them actually brushes past Strife, and Strife's like, "Hey, why didn't watch it?" And then he just shoots him a really dark look before he continues in. And Strife's like, "What the fuck is this problem?" The rest of you inside, you see these 5 men walk in, take a look around, and then the guy with the big club in his back spots the man clutching his bag in the distance, and then he walks on towards him along to the 5. They surround him and they start talking in whispers.
So I'm going to immediately go over. So I'm picturing this table and then maybe like 10 feet and then maybe the counter, okay? And so this table's surrounded. So I'm going to go stand at the counter, you know what I mean? Like right in line with that table. So they're like, we're almost back to back to these guys that are surrounding them. And over here, eavesdrop.
All right, make me a stealth check. See if they can't spot you coming in to just basically stand around and listen.
I will, but I don't care that much if they spot me. I'm still going to stand there. Nothing says I can't.
In which case, don't bother rolling if you don't care. If you're not going to stealth about it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being overt about it, but I don't care if they see me standing there at the bar. I'm standing there at the bar.
Okay, go on then. Roll it.
Personally, whilst Rob is rolling that, I'd like to use a cantrip to try and sort of bring the sounds of their conversation to my ear.
Oh, okay. Roll that as well. That would be an intelligence power, by the way.
Yeah.
Actually, I should probably give them a counter.
19.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it's
Well, if they're trying to whisper, yeah. If they're not, then they don't care.
They're trying to whisper, so and also
Okay.
keeping an eye out, looking around. So they're not just going to be like, "Hey, let's just check out these guys in this room." They're trying to be stealthy.
The big bruiser didn't seem the whispering type to me as well.
All right. So as they walk in, John, this is what you hear before they stop, which is, "Have you got it?" He's like, "Yes, I brought it in. I got it from the library for you. Good."
As they're saying this, presumably I'm going to be like sort of look. I'm going to be hunched next to where Rack presumably is sat round the table because it's just me and him now. Iro having left and Rob obviously having gone to sort of lean on the bar. So I'm going to be sort of hunched over my pint, effectively, sort of whispering as though I'm talking to Rack. I'm actually going to be repeating this conversation so he can hear it.
Oh, cool. Awesome sauce.
I'll look at him as if he's gone mad to start with.
I'll just gesture with my head sort of ever so slightly, like over towards them.
All right.
I'm going to turn my back to the bar and still continue to stand there. So now I'm being a little bit more overt.
So he goes, he sort of leans in and he's like, "If you have it wrong and you do not have what we have, I will slay you here." And he sort of stops and he looks over at you standing at the bar and he seems sort of like scrunch his eyes and is like, "Let's talk somewhere more privately." And he sort of like grabs him and yanks him up. And he looks around
unflinchingly, and I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder.
You put a hand on his shoulder and he's like,
"I have a good sense of when there is good deeds and evil deeds afoot here, and I sense that the latter is true. Should I find out this is the case, you will meet your end swiftly."
I think shit's about to get real, right?
Yeah, you guys.
he sort of leans in towards you and he sort of gives you the up and down look, kind of. And he's like stares at you and your horns. And then he sort of cocks his neck slightly back and forth and he's like, "Why don't you step aside, little girl, before everyone in this room gets hurt?"
Why don't you step outside?
He takes a deep breath, sort of looks at his bed, and then he smiles at you. Then he sort of like goes, and then he sucker punches you in the face.
Okay. I mean, can I get a chance to react? It's not like...
Well, I was going to go for an attack against your AC with a punch.
Go for it. You go for it.
I figured that was probably fair because, like, your AC. I mean,
go for
no
it. Yeah, I agree. Sure.
I'm assuming
I agree.
Like, you're ready and just go for a sucker punch your face.
Sounds good.
Because he'll think, well, this is some weak person. I'll just punch him once and it'll be fine. I just knock him out to the ground and that's a single problem whatsoever. Plus his attack.
I can just see me and my mate stood out in the alleyway right now, and there's this almighty crash, and I'm like, I'm going to finish my fag first. I saw that shit coming a mile away. I'm going to go round to the door and help him swap up the mess.
That fucking long bottom
He's the first punch.
No, does 19 beat your PD, actually?
21. I got a 21 on my
What's
AC.
your PD?
15.
15. So he will swing at you and he'll hit you. How do you want to react?
I'm going to take out my maul and try to kill him.
Oh wow, shit! Things got real. Okay, so he swings
Is
at
that
you.
clear enough?
And then he sees that basically realize for PDs because I'm using that to repair your physical defense and your AC. So he doesn't do any damage to you. He smacks you, but you basically go, and then you pull out your handball ball, and he's like, okay, fuck it, let's go. And he pulls out his.
Okay, I'm gonna try and smash his head in.
Who's got
Go
the
for it. Make
biggest?
the roll.
All right, I can smite, and that's what I'm going for.
That's what it always comes down to, Rack. What it always comes down to.
Size matters.
Well, that was a 1. And roll your melee basic attack as well. Just to give the extra damage you're going to do.
Right.
Now, did you roll odds? Or, you rolled a 17 above. Okay. So, when you pull out your spike ball and you smack it into him, it hits him in the chest, like right there. And you see him like take it, and you see his chest cave in. But in that same instance that his chest caves in, he flexes and it pops out and it hits the ground. He looks hurt, but not as much as you thought he was going to be hurt as. And he like
Evil is afoot.
he looks at you. No, it's an ability yet. And he looks at you and he's like, "Get him, boys!" And he pulls out his weapon, and they pull out their weapons, and shit's about to get real right here, right now. Give me initiative. Actually, wait, yeah, initiative, because it's 2 rounds from now.
Can I just check?
Uh-huh.
The uniforms that all these guys were wearing, they're not the fort's uniforms.
Well, no, they're not the forts.
Do I recognize them at all? Do I need to do a roll to recognize
You might
those
need to do a roll for
uniforms?
that, yeah.
Okay, 12 plus...
Actually, no, you don't. Are you, no. Who are you?
I'm in with the Underground Princes. I'm a thug. I'm a fence. I'm a connoisseur.
Yeah, they're from the underground.
Wicked, right.
That's where you recognize the armor from. That much you pick up because you have underground princes. You would know they're from the underground.
Right. So the princes want whatever's in that bag. I'm going to finish doing whatever I'm doing with my mate and tell him to go and get Ivy and then casually stroll back towards the bar. So I'll have last initiative on this round.
I'll give it to you. Oh, what the fuck was that, Lloyd?
I was going to say, I've just realised I completely forgot to add my background in, so I'll re-roll that.
Oh, you don't add your background for initiative, just for initiative.
All right, good.
You just roll dex plus your level.
It's popped it in for that initiative.
12 for me.
12 for you?
7 for me, then.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So I have 28, 12, 7, and you
That needs a 4 taking off, so that's 26.
26.
Yeah.
All right, so the bad guys go first, and I'm really sorry about this, Rob. It's okay, it's only damage anyway. So he will take the first turn, and he draws out his maul, and he like flexes his hands, and then he goes for the swing, like straight for you. And as he's swinging, you see his arm like bulges up, and he goes for a proper swing at you. And will 29 hit you?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Good news, you only take 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Automatically. Bad news, make me a save. Like D&D,
what?
like what's it called? Like 4E, when you make a save, you roll D20 by itself. 1 to 9 is failure.
Fail.
No, 1 to 10
Right.
is failure. 11 and 20 is success.
No, 1 to 9 is failure. 10 to 20
Not in
is
this
success.
case. In this case, it's 11.
Okay. Twelve.
Excellent. He smacks into you, and you actually go sliding back about maybe like 10 feet. All the way back there. But you don't collapse back, you don't fall over, and you just take 13 damage. His two men, two of his men rush around him, and they both like charge at you, and they both like draw out like small, like one of them's got like a sword, one of them's got like an axe, and one's gonna come from the low, one's gonna come from the top. They're both gonna roll against you. It looks fucking great. They, however, are not that good.
Miss.
And
hit.
one hits you for exactly 7 damage.
Okay.
So one swings from the top, one swings from the bottom, and you dodge one, but the other one hits you for 7 damage. But you're okay.
Mhm.
The other two stay where they are and sort of like saunter on up next to their boss and after watching it. And he's like, right. Next up is you, Rack.
Okay. Well, burst of action. Rack will grab onto the edge of the table that he's holding onto,
Yeah.
providing his dwarven friends are not still leaning on it, and fling it up and try and batter these two away that are attacking my friend.
Oh, you're gonna try and use the table to batter them away?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
And the
Make me a
drinks and
roll.
everything.
Nice.
The food that he's ordered and everything's all over the place.
I like it. Make it like a melee basic attack, and then I'll decide how it works after if it hits.
Okay.
And roll once for both of them, because fuck it. They count as 2 on people anyway, so good. Damn. Okay. So these two guys come after go after Bellows. One goes for the bottom, one goes for the top. Bellows is like, I've got this. I'm a little bit hurt, but I'm all good. As the combat kicks in, you flip the table and you smack into them. And your roll is so good, you actually push them away from him. You disengage them from him. And they pop free, leaving him free to move.
I'll just shout, the big one's yours, I'll take these two.
I give him a nod.
Next up is number... Oh, where did I put my initiative record? Next up is 14.
It's not me. I got 12, I think.
Oh, sorry, that is you. 12.
Okay. So the guy right in front of me, Curse of Chaos.
Stop.
How does
that
that work?
only kicks in if the person rolls a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Okay.
When you do that, you just go, boop, Curse of Chaos.
Okay. And this Invocation of War, I can raise the escalation die by 1?
Yeah, anytime, just pop it. It's great.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
Okay, so you pop it. The escalation die is now 1. Everyone rolls a +1 to hit. Or their modifiers.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going right for this dude again. Ooh, I believe that's a hit.
Did you add a +1 to that?
I did.
Excellent. You miss.
20 is a miss. Okay, cool.
20 is a miss for him. That's awesome.
So what is he wearing for armor?
He's wearing scale mail. All of them are.
Okay. So I bring them all down, and he's pretty quick, and it just kind of skitters off his mail.
Excellent. So it's like slides on down him, and he looks at you, and he's like he stopped looking like a child. It's more like, he took one of my blows, took more blows, and he's still coming for more. This person's nails. I can respect that. Next up is 7. Is that you, John?
It's me. So, having sort of seen Rack like flip the table up and sort of like grabbed my glass off it at the last minute as this table goes flying, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going.
I'm going to attack Rack for spilling my drink.
What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to smash the glass on the ground,
Mhm.
and sort of holding a handful of these like jagged, like presumably pottery like shards that the drinking vessel's in. I'm going to, muttering an incantation, hurl these pottery shards towards this crowd of guards, and I'm actually going to use my force salvo ability. So as I throw these shards up, basically they start glowing sort of white hot and then zoom down towards the...
Okay, well, there goes that daily. Fuck it, let's see what happens. Okay, so fucking pop it. You have to roll 5 separate rolls against all 5 of them. Roll the main guy first.
Okay.
And roll each one of them afterwards. While I double check his stats. Should over there.
That's 33 on the first
Are
one.
you sure
No,
you're
you-
meant to be
you
adding
rolled
that
that was,
modifier again?
That you click the actual skill. The
Oh,
daily.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, right, yeah, it's further down. Apologies.
No fault.
Force salvo.
All right, that will hit him.
Okay.
So he'll take that 24 force damage.
So I've got to do another 4 of these. Is that correct?
Yep, for each one of those guys. That will hit him. PD. Oh, the natural one though.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's the
1,
last one.
2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so you will hit 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and one of the guys will just about get out of the way, and it'll shatter. And it'll shatter next to Bellows, giving her a -4 penalty to her next shot. As she's like blind, like she looks away as like the gas starts getting in the eye. So your next swing, Rob, is gonna be at -4. That's the penalty you get from the natural one. I'm not about to do damage to people because that's mean. Oh my god, it's a lot of
Okay.
damage. Just write it down. Okay, so right, so the men, his men aren't looking that great. They're looking a little bit perturbed, a little bit worn down. But he himself takes that second hit, and he's like, "That was kind of painful. I gotta remember that one for later. That was kind of harsh shit." But
Did
they're still
Iroh
up.
go?
Iroh being what's called? It's not their turn yet. Iroh's turn is now. I'll
Yeah,
describe what happened afterwards.
The last one there, aren't I?
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to spend my icon point for this. What
Mhm.
I'd quite like to happen is, while all this fight's been going on, that little guy with the bag
Yeah.
has been slowly edging his way out of the bar.
Yes, he
As I
has.
get to the door of the bar, he literally like boom into me. I pick him up by the scruff of the neck and walk back round to that alley where I was nice and quiet. Fucking,
Walking with
what
him.
have you got in the... Oh, are they
will see
still...
you.
I'm thinking like they're all still distracted fighting.
Tell you what, make a background roll, and I'll give it to
Is
you.
this not the sort of thing that the icon point is for?
You could use one. Do you have one that's connected to the underground principles?
Well, yeah.
Then
that-
pop it. Use it up right now.
Yeah. That's what
All
I'm
right.
doing.
Spend it. You've got that guy in your
Spend-
arm. You take him to the back. We'll deal with you in a minute because I got to do one more round.
Yeah,
after.
you got one guy standing and my mate went for reinforcements.
Yeah.
You're
So,
all going to
let's
have
see.
to explain that in a minute.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's
I'm not
double
taking
see
you
what
guys
happens
to my
here.
favourite pub again. Ever.
Let's see how
I
am I
didn't
gonna
throw
do
the
this?
first punch. He threw the first punch.
Let's see how we do with this. So first things first, he comes up forward. The big guy is gonna go for you, Rob. He wants to take you out. He's
Yeah.
dead certain on that. So he's gonna
Yeah.
swing at you. Let's just deal with him first.
Our goals are similar.
And he natural ones it. He goes to swing at you, and he slams his fucking maul into like you move out of the way. He slams into the bar, and he breaks the bar in half, and then locks his weapon in, and he can't draw it out, and he's trapped there. And he looks up, but he's like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
The other two guys,
I'm
two of
bringing
them
the
are gonna
pain.
move past him towards Rack, and two are gonna move towards you, John. Towards Bedra. So let's roll those two now because they're coming straight for you. Rack, that's 20 hit you.
Does it?
Does it? I don't know.
He's asking
You
what's
tell
your
me.
AC?
22.
And
Oh,
no,
oh
it does
fucking
not.
yeah. They come out, you're like, "Bruh!" You're like, nope, 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 nope,
Boing.
nope, nope.
Glances off my, whatever it was, insect chitinous armor.
Nice. And next up, John. 1, 2. Does 23 hit
Yep.
you? Take 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And they basically just laid into you as well. So that's all of them done. Then top of the round, it's you, it's you, Rack.
Yeah, true.
You're 20, you're 24, aren't you? Yeah, it's you. Remember, you have a +1 to every roll, +2 to every roll you make, guys. Escalation die has gone up. Let me note that on my sheet here. Can I do that? By opening dice stream and putting 2 there and changing the color to pink. There you go. Now you guys know the escalation dice in 2.
All right, this one that's just hit me then, as his weapon glances off and he carries on his swing. I shall just hamstring him as he goes past.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Make the roll.
Take him down with a +2 on this, so I can actually use this little modifier thing. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Blat.
Is that a natural 20 again?
That was pretty
Right,
nasty.
please roll 3. Just fucking roll. Just roll 3 again. Just roll it. Just fucking
So an
roll it.
extra plus whatever did you say? 3d6,
Yeah, 3d10.
3d10.
Oh, hold on. What's your weapon?
It's the long sword. Is it d8?
Yeah, 3d8.
Yeah. Oof. Smack.
Yeah, that guy's dead.
I'll take his leg off
You've got one.
from the knee. I'm just coming out a bit harder than I was expecting. I must have been pissed off or something. And then, woof. Whoops.
You see him hit the ground and clutch his leg as you literally cut his actual limb off, and he screams, but his screams get less and less and less and less.
Well, there's going to be a big cleaning bill, I would imagine.
And the rest. Next up is you, Rob.
Okay, this guy rolled 1. Does that mean my curse of chaos kicked in?
Yeah. Yes, you should have used it when you wrote it, but I'll give it to you now because we don't know how it works. So go for it. Do you want to curse
Okay.
chaos him? Curse chaos means
so
something bad happens to
I
it.
cursed him. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to do that.
That's
I'm absolutely
free.
going to do that.
That's
Right.
free.
So he's down there, and I will say, darkness has not worked well for you. The light is my strength, and then I'll smash his face in.
All right. I'm gonna say the curse that you place on him. As he turns, he snags part of his armor on his leftover weapon, and it rips, and some of his armor comes down. So I'm gonna lower his AC down to 18.
I get a 26.
You hit, do damage. It's there. He takes the hit like a man. He is now looking worse for wear. He may not make
Remember,
it
you
through
started this.
As he's there, slightly going down. John, it's Beldra's turn.
Okay. And now on my character sheet, I have a magic item listed as a lightning bolt twice a day.
Wait, what?
That's what it says on my
Where's
character.
that?
It's in magic items.
God damn it! That's not supposed to be there. Pretend that's not there.
Is it just a spell?
It's just a spell.
Oh, that's fine.
I just forgot to write it down.
I'll trigger it as a spell. That's not a problem. Since
Yeah, it is it's a spell. I just forgot to transfer it to the actual
cool.
character sheet.
Since it hits 1d3 plus 1 near enemies, and I've only got 2 of them, that's grand by me. So I'm basically just going to plant my staff in the ground between the 2 of them, and sort of lightning crackles out from the staff towards both of them.
Ooh, looks hot. Roll the dice.
Okay.
The PD is only 17. That's all you need.
23.
You rolled with your modifier for your background, not the right one.
It's all right. Let me reroll then.
Roll your salvo. It's the same damage, the same dice.
All right. Okay. Cool.
I just rolled it twice.
For salvo. And what's the modifier we've got currently?
2 plus 2.
And it says I get plus. Oh, it's already taken into account the plus 7, hasn't it? Okay. So that's 1.
Wow, that guy's fucking dead. Next one.
And that's 2.
All right. Fucking hell, they're both dead.
So I imagine I stick these staff in the ground. These snaking arcs of electricity go out, sort of flickering around as they're both and then they just drop to the ground, like a few wisps of smoke coming out of them.
Wasted.
I do hope you didn't take the bar staff out with that.
No, just the 2 nearby.
I get
enemies.
on with them.
Just the 2 nearby enemies.
Hero, do it with you in a minute, because at this point, as the turn turns and this the bigger guy sort of looks at you, he looks at you, Bellows, and you see him slowly start to say something like a weird, dark, guttural tongue under his voice, and he lifts up his hand, and you can see something running, like weird red lines running up his hand. And as it starts to run up, you hear a halt, and everyone stops.
Okay.
Everyone sort of stops, and there is a half-orc female standing in front of the door, arms folded, wearing the crest of the fort on her arm, and it's fairly thick-looking leather armor. And she sort of pauses, and she goes, "What are you doing in my fort?"
Who's she asking it to?
Everyone. She's not really signifying anyone else.
I will look at her and point at the guy. He started it.
He looks over at you like he's got like really stare daggers, and he sort of like puts his hand down. He seemed like put his hand not in his pocket. What? No, he just folds his hand so his hand isn't showing. And he looks down and he grabs his like maul and he pulls it out and he puts it on his back. And then she's like, I don't care who started it. I will finish it now if both of you or all of you do not stop. He sort of looks around and then he sort of looks down at his men who are like sort of bleeding to death and too shocked. And the one guy left up is like, and he looks over at you specifically, Bellows, and his eyes narrow. And then he reaches out and he puts like a bag on the bar and he slices the bartender. And he looks over at Ivy, the woman. She goes, "We've paid our dues and paid for the damages. Do what you will with the bodies." And he gets up and then he starts to walk out.
I'll already be sat back down with my pint.
I'll straighten the table.
Coming back to that, let's cut to the outside. So, David, let's go. So you have this guy with the book and he's like, "Hi."
You know this hat, don't you? Used to belong to the Lord of the whatever it is. Sewers.
He's like,
Sure, right.
"Oh, look, I'm sorry. I know I have a gambling problem. I know I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll give you money. I'm just gonna sell this off, and I'll give you the money. I promise. I swear. I swear."
What is in the bag, and why do they want it? You've got 10 seconds, or I'm going to slit your throat and take it.
It's a map. It's a map. They wanted a map.
To where?
I don't know. They wanted me to get out of the library for them. I got out of the library. I brought it over. It's just a map.
It's my map now. I think you need to go very, very fast.
But if I don't give it to them, they'll kill me.
I don't think there's enough of them left to make that worry you.
He sort of leans over. He's like, "Yeah, good enough." Passes the map, grabs his bag, fucking bolts, gets the fuck out of there.
Put that in the hidden pocket on my outfit.
Nice.
Stroll back into the bar. Order another palm wine.
You notice these big guys sort of walking past, and as they do, they spot the guy. He spots the guy running, and his eyes narrow, and he starts to walk in that direction, along with one dude left behind.
Yeah, well, he did cross the sewer kings. I'm not gonna fuck with him too much.
That's probably a good point. Right, as you come in, Ivy's still standing there, and she's like, "And you?" Looking at you, you two, basically you three.
Well, they're sat down again. I haven't sat down. I'm going to walk over to her. "I have some grave news I wish to report to you, in fact."
You're fighting in my city, in my fort.
Tell me then, what is your reaction to being punched in the face?
I cannot. That's what I'm here for. You get punched in the face. If you don't settle it before I get down, that's your business. But now I'm here, and there is a price to be paid. This
It would seem to me it is settled. The fighting is over. The asshole has left. The problem is solved.
The problem is not solved because I still have a bar that is busted up. He's played his due. Where's yours?
What is the price? I'm just going to shout over.
Either you work or you pay.
What is the payment?
He goes. He looks at the bartender and goes, "As always, your choice." And he's looking at the bag of gold. He's like, "Oh my god, this one." I mean, like, yeah, payment, yeah, sort out, whatever. Just give me something. Fucking real gold. Oh my god. He's just biting it. He's like fucking loving. He's like, "I can't believe it's actual fucking gold."
I'm just going to hold my hand up and like my pouch of money is just going to like fly through the air and like land next to the barman.
And listen, and it's like, oh, and open. He's like, "This is ceramic. Why? This is." And he sort of looks. He's like, and he looks over and he's about to like go for barter and try and barter his way through, and he spots Ivy going. It's like, it's enough, it's enough, it's enough. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm just gonna
It ought
go
to be
away.
enough. There's 100 ceramic coins in there.
And he sort of grabs it and like takes it away. It's like, fucking ceramic coins, gold! And he like saunters off into the distance, like not just like goes behind the bar. It's like too busy looking at actual gold and being too excited about it. And then Ivy sort of slowly relaxes, and then she like cocks her head a little bit.
I just sigh. Now that that business is settled, perhaps I can inform you of a danger to your peaceful community here.
I'm listening.
Our caravan was attacked by numerous elves. The well-known traitor Grom was killed in the attack. We are 4 survivors of 24.
Grom is dead.
Indeed. Half elves attacked us in the desert.
You see her sigh and look slightly to the side. And she bites her lip a little bit. And it goes, thank you for informing me. Now, these elves, where were you attacked?
Approximately a day's walk from here. Did you know Grom personally? Does he have family in town?
No one that will call him family. It's irrelevant. I informed the important people, she says, not knowing what you've done, of course.
So I'm going to shrug and offer it to her. I took this from his body. It seemed like an heirloom of some sort.
And she looks at that. And she cocks her head. And then she goes, may I?
Of course. It was never my intention to keep it, merely to return it to the next rightful owner.
And then she takes it and looks at it, and then holds it in the light. And then her eyes widen. Then it narrows again. And then she's about to basically put it away in her pocket, and she stops. And then she goes, I believe I know who you need to return that to.
Proceed.
15th floor. Look for Esmeralda.
Do I know who Esmeralda is?
Are you
Esmeralda.
inside or are you still outside? Did you come back in?
I came back in,
She came back in.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like literally right behind Ivy.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool.
I just sidled in
Esmeralda
and
is
fine.
Esmeralda is one of the tieflings that runs one of the caravans as well. She's a tiefling that runs a caravan. She usually stops here and like directs her people back and forth in the gulch. Her and Gorm are in opposite sides. They both constantly fighting for people and control and all of that. Which is why it's a little bit odd that she's saying, go give this to Esmeralda more people.
Yeah, Bellows doesn't really care. He's just trying to do the right thing, and they can sort of throw
I know,
business.
that was more for what's going on for Eero to know, because it's not something you care about.
Yeah. I'm just saying it as a character defining thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go sit down and relax with my friends for a little while. Then we'll see about procuring rooms. We had a long walk today, and it's a pretty tiring day. And sleep for the night, and then maybe I might track down.
You're not gonna get any rooms at the Bacon.
All right, well,
That's not gonna happen.
all right. Well, eventually
even if it
I'll
was
find
gonna
another
happen,
place.
he's not gonna be there to give it to you because he's too busy going gold.
Okay. Well, I'll find a nearby place that's moderate, not a dump, but not a wealthy, somewhere in between.
I'll find somewhere where I don't care about the bar stuff.
There's like a posh place. It's called like the Rats or some shit like that. All the like hipsters go there. It's really shit. The palm wine isn't as good. The people aren't as nice, and everyone thinks they're hipsters because they're drinking it out of like a tiny little glass and they eat on like wooden boards instead of an actual plate. But they think they're fucking cool, and you go there and eat. You're like, fuck, I'll just go here instead. Shit. And that's where you basically go to, and now you get rooms there. Don't worry about payments because you have enough money between you, even after the 100 ceramic coins gone, to basically pour. I'm not going to deal with like cash monies at the moment. And you guys have a room for the night. You can share rooms, or you can have separate rooms. Up to you.
I suggest we just get one room and share.
Yeah.
After all, we'd have all been sleeping in close proximity on the road. I think it's a bit too late to be prudish now.
Yeah, not prudish. That's fine with me.
Yeah. Safety in
All right.
numbers.
You
Indeed.
guys want to do any conversations or share information before you go to bed or do anything else?
That brooch, can I have a closer look at it?
Indeed. I do not think it has much monetary value, but perhaps it might have sentimental value to the right person. Grom was not an evil man. It seems wrong to do nothing.
So an appraisal type roll, would that be intelligence, wisdom?
Intelligence.
So it's intelligence
Plus skill, background maybe. Yeah.
modifier plus level.
That's what skill you think applies.
I'm getting a 15 on that.
15. The brooch, the last time you checked to see how worth it was, is about the same as you worth it now. It's completely worth
I
it.
didn't check the brooch
Oh,
before.
right, check the score. The brooch is probably worth quite a pretty penny. However, it's worth a lot more outside of here. Sentimental things like this are worth more in places where people will appreciate it. So in a city where you can get some a pretty little girl who wants a pretty little necklace, it's worth way more than it will be here in the Gulch, where like people like hardcore living and fucking like surviving the best they can on like fucking sweet potatoes and shit.
With the connoisseur skill that I've got, is this like elven origin, dwarven, human, tiefling?
It
Obviously,
is
Grom
What race was
half of it.
Brom?
From
He
your
was half
roll,
orc.
you got a 15, right? Yeah, that's plenty. From your roll, from everything you can set from, this item is fairly old. Maybe even an artifact about how old it is. It looks more like a family heirloom than anything else. Its colors and lights from inside the brooch, like the gem that's inside it, has dulled with time and it's cloudy. But you can tell by the way it looks and the structure and the build they've done. This may have actually been made before the Spell Wars. So it might actually be a proper family heirloom.
Listen, Esmeralda never got on with Grom. I think maybe we ought to find out a bit more about what this is and what it can do before you hand it over
I think
to
I will
her.
take the brooch back now.
Why would Ivy be asking us to take this to Esmeralda? If the two
Well,
of
this
them are-
might be why we want to organise our next caravan out of here soon.
Grom
know,
had no
at
intentions of
Esmeralda's.
losing this item. He was murdered.
No, you misunderstand me. What I'm asking is, why does Ivy want us to take it to Esmeralda if her and Rom were opposed?
She did not ask it. She was merely responding to my request. She said Esmeralda would be the most likely person who would be interested.
I've got an
If
idea.
you have another suggestion.
but-
As long as the idea includes giving me back that brooch.
Oh, yeah. But I could do with you having a bit of a look at this first, and I will hand the map out so that everyone can see it up. Spread it out on the table.
Okay,
You
so
know the map
I
you
take
guys
the
have-
map. Wait a minute. I take the map and I immediately push it to one of the others, and I hold my hand up for the brooch.
She
Oh,
should have
I'll
asked
give you the brooch back.
All right.
you. So, when you open up the map, it takes about 2 seconds before you realize that is almost an exact copy of the map you have before.
Yeah.
Except this one is a bit easier to read, as it's not written in Elven blood.
Mm-hmm.
Lying around the side and going around, you can make out something like it looks like a map of the Gulch itself, and there seems to be a pathway running. It's like the Gulch is at the top, but it seems to be running underneath the Gulch, like a passageway below it.
Does it show any entrance to this passage?
Good.
Can you read maps?
I'm a sage.
Make the roll. Difficulty is 17.
Okay, let's have a look.
Is there any writing on this that would suggest what this is a map to, other than indicating a location?
The only thing the writing says is, and the river shall flow.
20.
It takes a while for you to take a look at it and actually probably spot it, but you reckon the entrance that you are looking for is what's called somewhere near the fort itself, somewhere here.
as I'm sort of like poring over the map, I'll be saying this under my breath. I'll be like, well, if we follow this line up here, it seems to me the entrance should be somewhere around here in the bounds of the fortress. I can't be more precise. This map isn't terribly exact. We'd have to look for it if we wanted to find it.
If there are 2 people carrying this map, and clearly several people who seem to want it, then it would seem worth our while to go there and investigate. I suggest tomorrow, after a brief visit to Esmeralda, we go to this location and see what is there.
I agree.
Sounds sensible to me.
A bell, a loud bell rings. It's loud, it's annoying, it drives you almost up the wall, but it spikes you all up. It's a giant ringing bell.
Do I know what this bell signifies?
Yes, that is the bell for alarm that rings throughout the fort when something bad is happening.
Get your shit
And
together, guys. We might have to move.
It's still the same night?
Yep.
Wow, we came to this town on a good day.
All right.
When she says get your shit together, I'm just gonna like pick up my stuff and I'll be like done.
Yeah. I start putting my boots back on.
Right, Rack, because you're the archer, this is something that you would spot automatically. Is that as you're like getting up and trying to figure out what's going on, you look out the convenient window that's to your left, and you look up, and you can see outside the window, on top of the mountain above the valley, there is a light, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then you lean towards the window and you see all around the top torches have been lit.
Elves, thousands of them.
You look outside the side, and along the left and right side, the torches have been lit there too, running across.
What do you see outside that conveniently located window?
It appears that we're surrounded. It looks like the killing's not done for this evening.
The whole town is like completely encircled.
It looks like it.
Yeah, I shall string my bow.
I sigh.
Right, so around you, people are like sort of doing the whole usual thing they do when suddenly the entire place is surrounded. They panic. Some people are just running around like, oh fuck! Running around, put like drums in. Some people looting because like I don't know, people fucking do all the times. What do you guys do?
I suggest we head outside. We put our back to some cover and make ourselves as ready as we can.
We had a little time. How do short rests work in this game in with regards
during
to
short
hit point
rest,
recovery?
you had plenty of time for short rest. During the short rest, you can spend recoveries to recover your health. So
Right
you see the
on.
recovery button. You see almost called match HP and staggered, right?
Yes.
If you click on, let me see if this works.
I think I got it.
You got it? There we go. Like that. Yeah. You're done.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And each time you click it, it uses up one recovery on the list.
So what modifier are we adding to this, if any?
You don't need
It does it
to
automatically.
It goes automatically.
Because mine's just bringing up a modifier box.
Push 0 because you don't need it.
Yeah. It threw in a modifier automatically.
All right. Okay. Cool. That's me back up to full. That'll do it.
Excellent. Yep, you can use as many recovers as you want just to get you
Same.
back to normal.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. People are sort of running around, not quite sure what to do. Some people are taking up arms, some people are bringing the caravans inside and are closing windows and doors. No one's actually quite sure what's happening. They've lined up around the wall, but they've not acted yet. You can see Ivy's out in front, giving instructions, doing the best she can.
All right. In which case, I'm just going to walk straight up to her and say, "How can we help?"
She goes, "Grab a weapon or something else. I don't know."
I'm just going to nod at my staff that I'm holding.
She goes, I suppose that would have been nothing, I suppose. And she's looking around, sort of trying to organize something else, like sort of moving people about and like laying out war plans. And she's trying to focus her mind and do all kinds of things all the way through. Basically, she's just getting ready for whatever's coming now.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything I could do to help, I've done a bit of soldiering in my life.
She's like, right, just grab a weapon. Anything else, just prepare yourself. It could be elves at any moment.
Walls. Do you have any archers?
She goes, few archers up north, 15th floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna find a defensible position near my friends. You know, something like with a narrow funneling anything towards me.
That sounds fair. So as the night passes, you guys are staying here, right, doing this order. Let me wait for Hannah to get back first. Hannah, you there? Oh, good. How much time have we got left? I think we're running out of time, aren't we?
About an hour.
About an hour.
About an hour. Okay, perfect. As you guys are sort of like preparing yourself, getting ready, sort of sorting things out, sort of emigrations. Actually, technically, that would happen.
Okay.
Hannah? Eero,
Yep.
what are you doing to protect yourself while you wait for these horrible monsters to come up and kill you all?
I've got my weapons, all my guys around me, all my stuff's fairly short range. I'll just keep an eye on these guys and move with them.
All right. As you're moving with them, keeping an eye on these guys, sort of sticking as close to them as possible, you spot Strife trying to get your attention.
All right, give him a nod. Wave him over to us.
No, he's like,
Oh, right, okay. Step over to wherever he's indicating.
all right. Well, he's like, I miss you. Goodbye, Machete. Oh, and he sort of looks at you in the face and he's like, listen, you didn't hear this from me. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Those guys you fought yesterday? No, not yesterday, today.
I didn't fight any of them, but yeah.
Taking this time specifically to go towards the well.
Go to the well.
They've gone to the well.
Right.
They weren't alone either. Someone else was with them.
Do you think that's what's brought this lot out?
Don't know. But you guys seem to be fighting about it, and they've intentionally left just as this happened.
They weren't fighting about it. They were just fighting because those guys were twats. But, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just letting you know what I saw because you're a friend and I kind of don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
And if I die now, I just want you to know that you're the best weed dealer I've ever had.
Yeah, mate. On me.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. Appreciate it. I'm going to smoke some wacky backy then die horribly. I really appreciate that. That's great.
Silver lining.
And then he sort this off.
Right. So, I mean, you guys must realise what these maps lead to.
Well, I was going to say, I think me and Rack are sort of taking position with the archers because obviously he's a bowman and I've got like magic missiles for days. So.
Magic missiles for days! I can kill one person every round. Let's go.
I'm thinking they've got to cover a fair amount of time to get to me. That's a fair amount of rounds I can just be lashing magic missiles on.
I'll wait for Rob to get here before I decide what you guys are going to do next.
Right. What I would like to do is get on the fastest horse I can find and go and have an investigate of this map. Like this well.
Oh, just so you know, the well is literally next to the fort. It's just outside and into the fort itself.
Do you tell anybody about what this conversation, Eero, or you just go on your own?
I'm assuming she did.
I'm just getting to that. So obviously this map goes through the well. Those twats you were fighting earlier on, they have already gone there. Whatever they're doing may or may not be stirring up the elves. I'd like to go have a look.
I am in agreement with you. There are many who can simply stand at the line and swing a weapon. This seems a more focused purpose. I would go with you to this well.
What about you two?
I'll look over at my short friend. Shall we?
Let's go.
Least, like you said, there will be a purpose to our last hours.
Let's go then.
Last hours. Speak for yourself.
All right.
So that's what we'll do then. We'll head towards the well.
Here's a problem.
At
Right?
a good pace too.
Well, I don't like problems.
For you to get to the well, you have to leave the fort and go around the fort to the side, which means you're going to be out in the open where no one else is, because all the defenses are on the fort itself and around the side. Also, you don't know when these things are going to attack, so I suggest you get in there as soon as you possibly can. How do you
As I
do
said,
that?
we're making tracks.
So you're
Can
just
you
going to make a
hide
run
us?
for it?
Richard?
Yeah. I think we should just go quickly, right? Like these lights that we can see out there, they're not just 100 feet off. I'm assuming they're,
Can you?
What I'm going to look for is from the vantage point right before we leave. I'm going to look to see if I can see like any carts or anything that can potentially be set on fire, sort of a bit nearer towards these elves. With my thought being that I'm going to like magic missile them to set them on fire, cause a distraction, and while they're all like looking at that, we can out the side.
All right, I'll give it to you. Make me a roll, but your Imperial Mage power and neither will your Sage abilities work for this because it's more like a
Magic missile
subterfuge.
automatically hits.
No, it's you're trying to pick the right thing to spot and not just
right, okay.
shoot something, walk out, and it's illuminating you. Like, ta-da, guys, I'm here. What up? Give me
Okay.
all
I'm a cool
your
guy, not
arrows.
looking at the explosion.
Okay, so what did you want me to roll?
Go for, I would say, intelligence on this one.
Okay, and there's no modifier, it's just my intelligence.
And include your level modifier.
Oh, yeah,
probably.
that's true, yeah.
Difficulty, yeah, the difficulty will be, I would say, 16 to get a proper shot at
25.
that. Oh, wow. Never mind.
He's accurate. Magical sniper.
fucking straight up got that shit hardcore. Even that +1 background you didn't actually have. Like, yeah, you done it. All right, so wait, where's that mod coming from? That +3 mod.
Mm-hmm.
Wait about later. Anyway, yeah, you've definitely there's one of the carts that the caravans have been left behind, like a little bit further away. That if you just aim at it, shoot it a few times, set on fire, the distraction might be enough that you can sneak out past and get.
So what I'm going to do is I'll turn around to the other three, and I'll tell them to start making their way towards the outskirts of the wall. And as they start moving, I'm going to point my staff towards this cart, murmur a few words, run my hand down the side of the staff, and then fire off this bolt of magical force, causing the cart to catch fire. And I'll probably fire a couple of them, and once I'm sure it's caught fire, I'll then turn around and hustle to catch up with them guys.
Excellent. All right, guys. Distractions been put in place. They shouldn't be able to see you guys. Should be perfectly clear to make your way through. You start to sneak out of the building. Getting past the people is not gonna be a problem. If you want to go out there and make a run for it, man, knock yourself out. We don't care. They'll open the door for you and make you just go through it without like worrying about anything else. You can start your way through. Ivy is not gonna notice you guys even fucking gone because she's too busy trying to get ready for a fight. And it's not long until you reach the entrance of the well. It is pitch black on the inside. And as you get closer, you can smell blood.
Can you describe what the entrance to this well looks like?
Oh, it's a cave next to the fort, built fairly large, about maybe a 2 stories high entrance, and it tapers in as it goes further in. It's dark inside, but you know from being around the area and past that as you go further in, there is a very small lake that has formed at the very bottom. That leads in from a wall where people get their water. It's like the last vestiges of actual natural water there is.
Okay, so I'm going to try and locate the source of this smell of blood. And I was a bounty hunter, so maybe I could even bring that skill to bear.
No need to roll, because as you walk towards the area and about to enter the pitch black of it, no longer lit by lights of the fort, you can see 2 elven bodies laid on the ground, slaughtered.
They look like the same race that we fought that attacked us?
Mm-hmm. Same people.
So I'm going to give them obviously indicate, show them to my friends. I'll give them a quick search. Again, not looking for valuables, but looking for identifiers.
Nothing of importance on them whatsoever. They seem to wear the same normal clothes and shoes and whatever the fuck they had last time you searched them.
There's nothing about these clothes to suggest that they're uniforms either, eh?
They are not uniforms. No, they're a tribal race. They don't really have uniforms. So no, I won't say that.
Okay, so whilst he's doing that, I'm going to take a small pendant from around my neck, and I'm going to cast a light cantrip on it, with the idea that I can just sort of like grab the pendant in my fist if we need to put the light out quickly, Otherwise, I'll just have it hanging from like a thong on my hand so I can hold it out in front.
Oh, what you got is like hand touch.
Can I see what killed him?
Yeah, weapons mostly. Some slice, some blunt. One of them specifically died from a blunt weapon.
And I'm just going to be looking around for the entrance to this tunnel. I'm expecting it's under the water somewhere.
So, as you make your way forward with your lights, you see the water leading on forward, and you have the map. And according to the map, you should just walk straight through and down, and it's somewhere beneath you.
I'll start heading in that direction, sort of poking a little bit ahead of myself with my staff.
You step into water.
How deep?
So far, just your feet.
Keep walking.
The further you go, the higher it rises. But there's a wall there, so it shouldn't go any further than this.
I'm going to sort of tap it with my staff, see if there's a way under it or...
Actually, I'll give it to you because you have the map and you know where to look and you read it. As you tap onto the wall, as your hand hits the wall, the feel of stone against your skin resonates with you. You can almost feel that weird magical stone that you yourself are turning into along this wall.
Okay, I'm going to try and effectively sort of like speak to the spirit of the stone, because obviously as dwarves, we're all sort of children of the stone. And I'm sort of using my innate sympathy with the stone. I'm going to try and cause it to reveal whatever hidden entrance there may be there.
You do so, tapping your hand onto the stone, and I'll give it to you free again because once again you already know the map. And beneath you, in the water itself, a symbol forms, almost like the symbol of the actual map itself, slowly starts to spin. And then, just like that, it disappears. There is a tunnel running underneath the wall, further in.
Presumably the tunnel's underwater.
Yep.
At which point I'm just going to look at the others, then I'm going to go... duck down and start going.
Follow suit.
Yeah, same.
Is anyone wearing
After I've emptied those elves' pockets.
After, yeah, I got that. Is anyone wearing heavy armor?
Yep.
Nope.
You're
No.
cool. Who else is wearing heavy? Anyone else?
No.
Me.
Yep.
Me.
Right. People wearing heavy armor. Make a check for being able to fucking swim in a world where water is scarce. And the same thing goes for everyone. People wearing heavy armor, take a -4 to your roll. Strength is fine.
Okay.
Because basically you're trying to go through water and bloop, 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 but you're wearing heavy armor and it's slowing you down. It's kind of you go slowly. You know, just make your way through. Oh my god, you're so good at this. At 16, so good. Wait, why is there 3? Oh, it's 4 + 3 level. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, you're fine. You're like fucking get in there, moving forward all the way through. You've got this. Where's
So
you?
Could we tell previously how far we have to swim? Or
No, you can't. You have no idea how far you're going. You're just swimming as hard as you can.
What is it? We're rolling just strength.
Strength, yes, unless you have a background that counts. Wait, hold on. Rob, I can't give you Inquisitor for your background, so that'll be a -3 to that. So that's 23.
23.
But even a 23 and a -4, you still make it.
Oh. So as I'm swimming, I'm going to be like brushing my face against the rock, looking for little pockets of air. I'll swim on my back.
Nice. Right, you've got 16, which is the limit, so you're fine.
It's been nice knowing you, love.
I've just botched on that roll. Natural 1.
All right, so you went second, and
Yep.
Red Dice went first, and then was followed by the other two. Let me get everyone else's roll, and I'll tell you what happens after that.
Okay.
how do you feel? Yeah. Strength. Yeah. Oh. That's waiting for a modifier -4, you said.
Mhm. All right, so it takes you a while, but you leading with no sound around. Let's go, Beldra. You make it just out, and you like pull your head up on the other side. Following behind you in the tunnel, though, as he is going through Eero, takes one step forward, and then something reaches up and lips on their leg, like just sort of clamps on it like that. And you look down and you try to lift your leg, and you're like, shit, you're stuck.
Well, or he is between me and the light, so I can see. So
you can definitely see.
So I'm gonna kind of grab a wrist or two and try and just pull straight up to free her.
All right, it's gonna be difficult, so I'm gonna say make a strength roll.
Yep.
And instead of a -4, have a -6, because I think that's fairly okay. Decent skill roll.
All right.
And just don't click any backgrounds for the roll. Okay, never mind.
Oh, how do you unclick? I didn't see how to unclick it. So anyway, there you see what.
Oh, don't worry about it. I can calculate what you roll.
You figured it. You can figure it.
Clicking one of the blank skill rolls.
Hmm?
You click on one of the blank skill rolls. Background.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see that.
Yeah, it took me a while to work it out.
I got it.
All right. So first things first, you try and lift her up as hard as you can. You just cannot get her out. All three of you lose 1 recovery.
Wait a minute. I have strong recovery, which allows me to re-roll 1 die. Can I re-roll that to try again?
No, that's for re-rolling to recover health, not for recovering a roll.
Got it.
You're trying to basically physical strength is not going to work. You need to come up with something else, and all of you are losing air fast.
I've got a crowbar. Stick it down by where my leg is and try and leave her.
Go for it. Make the strength check. Difficulty is you are not wearing armor, but you are struggling to breathe. Difficulty -3. -3, difficulty 16.
It's been nice knowing you, love.
Okay, I've rolled a 4 on that. I'm not even going to bother looking at the numbers. My next move is to take out whatever bladed weapon I've got.
You're going to cut your leg off. Okay, you're done at the moment. You cannot move. Rob, basically, names. Bellows and Rack, you're still stuck behind her. You're struggling to breathe. You're losing air. What do you do?
I'm going back.
You go back. You catch your breath. What about you?
Me? Can I try again? Can I maybe swim down, grab her? What is it that's obstructing her ankle? Is there something wrapped around it? Is it wedged in rock? What is it?
Something strange, almost stone-like, is wrapped around her foot like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna jab my dagger next to it and try and either break a piece of the rock off or jab it in between in a little gap and force it open. I only need to open it a quarter an inch or half an inch just enough to get the foot.
So close, and you're losing air as well. Make the roll once again. Not -6. No, wait, because your heavy armor won't play in this case. So -3.
Yeah. 11.
Still not
okay.
good
I'm
enough.
not trying to open it much. I'm just trying to open it half inch.
You still need more than 11. I'm sorry. So as you jab it in, you're pulling up. Both of you lose 2 recoveries. How many recoveries you got left?
How many is that total? It was 1, then 2, then 3.
With the
One
losing
and two.
recoveries, maybe a con save should be in order there before you lose.
No, I think you should. I basically think losing recoveries makes it more, because recoveries aren't that great, especially if you're going to heal up afterwards. Than making a con save each time.
Okay. I still have 3
1, then
left.
2, then 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I have 2 left.
Oh, no, not 1, then 2. You haven't lost 3 yet.
All right, okay. 5 then.
I have 3 left.
All right.
Okay,
So
at this point, seeing as they've not emerged from the side of the tunnel, I've been stood there waiting, going, oh, that can take a long time. What's going on now? I'm going to duck back in, and assuming I'm not going to swim all the way down, I'm just going to duck my head under the water with my light.
Mhm.
Assuming I see that they're struggling with something, and I can see Rob's character trying to prise a leg free, I'm going to try and use my cantrip Mage Hand to help him with, basically assist him with that.
Right, make me a roll -3 as well, but I'll let you add your Imperial Mage bonus to it.
Sweet.
And pray you're strong enough to get it. Guess what? You weren't. Even with
stone's my natural element, not water.
But those
I'm not a water dwarf.
Right? Does that mean some sort of combination there? Because we're doing it in conjunction.
You're right. Make me a roll. Get a
That's it.
+2.
I'm just hoping I can give Rob a plus rather than doing it myself.
I'll give it to you, Rob. Make a +2 and believe in yourself. Remember, guys, you still got tokens to use. If you need to.
What am I rolling? A strength roll?
Strength roll, just to get that thing out.
Yep.
Hey! Pop the last one. You feel it go. You're like, and you're really struggling with it.
All right. So with whatever strength I have left, I'm going to kick my way towards where I saw.
Yeah, as they get towards me,
emerge, right?
my hand out of the tunnel to like get them into the air because obviously
Vidra emerge.
So I can like push them up first, and I'll go up after them.
Excellent. So you grab them, you pull them on out, you yank them out. Everyone starts desperately catching their breath. I mean, suffocation is actually something you're very used to in this day and age. It's so new to you. You're like, wow, exploring possibilities. And you also lie there just and then eventually I suppose Rack will follow you at some point.
Yeah. I'll wait a reasonable amount, either long enough that I think they've either drowned or they've got through, and then I'll follow on. So,
all right, guys.
Same again. Strength again.
No. The thing is that everyone's made it through. If I think and I start going, oh, you made a run, oh, they come and rescue you, it's just gonna take way too long. Let's just move you through. You can catch your breath, take up armor, easy that way. The danger is past.
Whew.
All right, so as you guys get
whatever is back here, someone is very determined for others not to find it.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys come out and finally catch your breath and you lift up your light to look around the room you're in, you can see that you're basically standing on what basically is like a platform, and on that platform is a dome. There's a giant dome that is just constantly moving around, and every time it moves, it switches rooms to another room, 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 and every time it switches rooms, every now and then, you will see someone like trapped on there with like a dagger to their chest. You open one room and there's blood flowing out the door. You open another room, it's just like there's a few rooms that are safe, and some of the rooms seem to have people in them who've died in horrible, horrible, disgusting ways.
Well, this isn't what I was expecting to find back here.
Yeah.
Can we see any of the idiots in their scale mail?
No, you cannot.
Does
there is one person in scale mail you see. Same underground princess scale mail.
Does the way this thing's moving, is it reminiscent of the symbol that moved earlier?
It is reminiscent, but it's more reminiscent of the map that you're holding.
Yeah, I'm basically going to be looking at the map and thinking about the symbol, trying to work out the pattern as to how it's moving.
Oh boy, this is you have the easier to read map, but it's still a little bit complicated. Is
this like a physical object we're looking at, or a painting?
Yeah,
or I'm
like
unclear.
It's like a giant dome, a giant like fucking building-sized dome inside the mountain itself.
Okay, are any of my backgrounds applicable for this role?
No, none of these are going to apply. I'm really sorry.
Okay, do I
don't really have the cipher magical cube dome thing.
Do I get any bonus for the map?
I'll give you a +2 bonus for the map.
Okay. 20.
Motherfucker.
Oh, no, wait, that's wrong. Take 4 off that.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, that's a 16. That's still decent enough to get you halfway there. Okay, so good news. You think you use the map to get about halfway, but afterwards you're probably going to have to guess.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to say, well, I think if we follow the map, we should be okay if we just head in through here about now. And I'll start leading them in.
Does anyone follow him?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah. If time is of the essence, we know the time between each door. So,
okay.
Yeah. Let's follow him quickly.
stepping into each and every single room feels like you're stepping into another world. It's like they're all different places and different stages. They all seem to be of like a world that you don't remember. Like 1 minute you're stepping into this lush, beautiful, well-designed forest of like beauty and this everything is amazing, and then you step into another one and you're on these beautiful high-rise buildings that you're pretty sure of ruins now, horrible, disgusting ruins. You step into one, you see like giants working together, lifting things up. You step into another one, and you're just constantly going through an age that was before any of you people were even alive or were even here. Different times, different places, with every single step. Meanwhile, Badra, you are running out of symbols to follow. You're not quite sure if you've got it all right. You're about to reach the point where you're going to have to guess.
Okay, so what potential options do I have then as I get to the point where I have to make my guess?
Okay, so your potential options are stay exactly where you are for about maybe 5 minutes before it switches around and use that time to maybe find a second clue, or just close your eyes and believe in yourself and take the next step forward.
I think you know which option I'm going for.
Close your eyes, believe in yourself, take the forward?
Always, man. Always.
It's the Disney way.
It's the Disney way. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna say you have 5 more rooms to go to, and I'm gonna roll a d20.
I'd just like to say, Rack thus far is enjoying these rooms. This is
They're great at the moment. I'm gonna roll a
is-
d20 for each room, for all the 5 rooms you have to traverse to.
That's it. To be honest, I'm like, there's fucking forest, there's giant.
Great.
Wow,
So-
this is how the world should be. This is how we need
The-
to return it to.
And I'm just
The-
stuffing my pockets as we go.
Sorry,
The
Rob, you
people
saying?
we are following, they took this complex path. Seems a lot to go through.
They obviously had the other map. Plus, we don't with it revolving. We don't know how far they got. They could have died, and the room that they died in revolved away from this. We have no way of knowing.
So guys, first room. I'm gonna roll a d20. 5 to 20 is safe.
I believe in you, Lloyd.
Okay, first room safe. You land in. It's a beautiful little like ocean view with a beach house. It looks fantastic. And you're like, okay, good luck with that one. Next room. I'm gonna d20. 10 to 20, it's safe. It's a beautiful, wonderful, amazing little like cold mountain pass working it through. Do you still want to keep going by luck?
Yeah.
Okay. Third room. 15 to 20, it's safe.
Yeah.
Well, so as you step into the next room, you feel suddenly like the entire area starts to pull down on you. You feel pressure being lowered down into this room. And as you step in it, things get colder and more horrible and tighter and cool. And you feel yourself being crushed by this force, this emanating force. Everyone, I'm going to wait. I can't. You no, yeah. Everyone, make me a deck save. No, make me a strength save, not to be crushed.
Okay. Can I rely on my strength of the stone to help me here?
I'll give it to you.
How about my general thuggishness?
No.
Worth a try.
Difficulty is easy, and you've cleared it. Well, you haven't. Damn, that sucks to be you. Nope.
20.
Oh, you're fine. So you two, you and Beldra, sort of like step into the room and the pressure comes down, but you're so badass you don't care. The rest of you,
15's not good enough?
Oh, no, you're fine. I said you made it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just said Beldra, my bad. I meant Bellows. That's my fault. That's my fault. Take 19 points of damage as you feel your bones crack from the weight of the room that you're in. You're in the wrong room. You've got to go back.
Right, go back. I've still got hit points left. So good.
You take a step back. You catch a few breaths. You've got maybe like 1 more minute in this room before the room locks forever, and then you're definitely trapped.
Step out then.
Are you ready to try again?
Yeah.
Fuck out.
What choice do we
You're
have?
gonna go to the room?
We have no choice.
Well,
do,
you can
do
guys,
nothing
there's
and
always-
die, or do something.
You can always do something. You don't just tell me what the something is. I'm not holding you back.
Read the symbol.
Can I-
Am I reading it wrong? Like our options are do nothing, and in a minute we're toast, or
Mhm.
do something, and that only something we can do is to choose a door.
That's not true.
That seems to
I
be
will
the only. Okay.
spend one of my points for my icon.
Which one is your icon?
This is what's she called? The Great Usurper. This looks like the kind of thing that she's after. This returning to the old times.
You're right. She would be all about returning to your times. Okay, spend your token. As you come back into the room starts to pick up a pattern from you. From being a descendant of the Great Usurper, you know that she's always talked about it's a poem that you've heard that goes specifically from each room that you've been describing, every single one you've gone. You start to pick up that maybe if you follow the poem's ideals, you're far better off moving forward than not moving forward.
Okay, wait, everyone, wait, and I shall try and remember. Speak it out loud as I remember it, rhyme through like from my childhood.
All right, make me an intelligence check to see how
Forest.
close you remember it.
I love the thought of Rack being like, whoa, wait a minute. There was an old man from Nantucket.
Yeah.
I went to
that's
St.
wrong.
Ives. Shit.
It's something to do with trees and giants. Hold on. I've nearly got it. I've got it. I've got
I
it.
was like, dude, you've got 30 seconds. Hurry the fuck up.
Shit. Definitely something.
You reckon you can make it?
Trees.
You reckon you can get through about maybe two more rooms and you should be okay? Just one more room after that?
Yep. Yeah. I've got most of it. I just can never remember that.
It's better than I've managed to do in this last room. Let's press on.
So you step into the next room. Nothing bad happens. You're all good. It's okay. This time it's a lush little lake. It's amazing. You step into the final room. Everything seems kosher. And then you look up. There are 3 doors left. And each one has a different symbol on. And you have no idea which of the 3 doors is correct.
Okay. Do the symbols mean anything to us?
Make a roll. You got 2 minutes.
$13.
13. You reckon they seem to be talking about 3 different stages of life: birth, adulthood, death.
I've got a
17.
17.
17, by staring at it going, I have no fucking idea what's going on. We're all going to die. Wait, hold on. You notice one is about birth, one is about life, and one is about death. But the one about death can be interchanged, the one about life, to mean rebirth, something fresh and new.
Okay, so I'd like to use my 1 chip because I'm a bounty hunter, and I understand my quarry's motives.
Yeah.
I want to be able to use that to gain some insight into what door would they most likely have taken.
You sit down and you're like, hold on a second, what the fuck are we doing? And you look down the floor and you look at the tracks and you look at around and you're like, these underground places went somewhere. What the fuck would they? And then you look up at the door of the birth/death/rebirth and you spot that there is a bit of blood running down the side of that door. And it's more like a bloody handprint that's been pushed on and stepped through. You reckon that's the door they went through?
So I'm going to walk up to that mark. I'm going to take out my weapon, but just using the hilt, I'm going to point at that spot on the wall and say, this is where they went, this door.
But did they make the right choice?
There's only one way to find out.
To me, it makes little difference. If they made that choice and they have fallen, then my quarry is dead. If I make that choice, I am no less fate.
I use my staff to push the door open.
All right. As you push the door open, light blinds you for just 1 second. And in its own sort of way, you find yourself transported to the very front of the door. You find yourself back again on a platform. And behind you is the spinning dome, still going the way it does before. But as you've come through the side, you see it sort of stop and cause a straight path that you could walk through on the way back. One that you couldn't have walked through on the way in because it's still spinning.
Okay.
So just give me an exit strategy.
Cool.
As you step to the door, though, you can spot on the ground and lying around are various bodies of elf and underground princes. They're just
Something
scattered
is
everywhere.
killing a path, or attracting defenders and slaughtering the defenders.
Does it look like they attacked each other?
Some of it does, yes, but as you go further in, you start to notice some of them have huge claw marks digging into their flesh, just horribly causing these huge patches just everywhere.
Perhaps some sort of beast defends this area.
Yes.
You can hear it as well as you hear this roar going in further down.
Well, we've come this far. Might as well carry on.
I agree.
As you go further in, the roar gets louder and louder. Something is waiting for you on the other side, and as you descend into this area, stretch it out and down some stairs, you come upon a sight. The first one is of maybe like 12 more elves scattered about, just on the ground, dead, along with a few more of the like armored princes. Standing up and facing this giant creature is the guy from before, the man that you fought before, Bellows, holding his maul, looking a little bit bloody, holding it tightly and looking up and looking pissed off as hell as this giant minotaur sort of stands up with huge, like maybe like huge size, so like three times normal human size, looks down at him and he's got his huge claws on, and behind the minotaur stands an elf who is slowly chanting quietly to himself and staring at the man at the mall. That's what you see as soon as you come in.
So it looks like the guy with the maul and this minotaur are facing off.
Yeah, and the elf is behind casting spells and staring at the both of them. You're not quite sure where his spell is going, though.
It would seem that perhaps the elf is controlling the giant beast.
There is one more thing. As you stand up there, you can spot to your right, although they've not gotten up, you can see the dwarven rune priest from before is lying on the ground, leaning on the wall with like it's like a huge fucking like spike sticking into the wall as well. And he's holding it, he's in pain, but he can't move because he's literally skewered in.
Okay.
This guy was one of the guys we fought?
No, this was the dwarven rune priest you guys saw before that you gave the original map to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So we nicked the map they were going to use, so they went and beat up the guy that was looking at the first one for us. They've used him to get through the dome. It's just a matter of whether he's solved more of what was written on that map or not.
As we enter and I see this elf casting spells, I would like to try and use counter magic.
I love it. Straight up, you're like, I don't even care what spell you're casting. Counter magic. I don't know.
Whatever he's casting, it's not going to be good, is it? He's an elf.
Probably not. Elves are kind of evil. So yeah, go for the roll.
Okay, so I don't see counter on my list anywhere.
Counter magic, it's in red there.
that
Reaction.
It's fine. You can take it. It's good for you. You'll be fine. I believe in you. And you will hit his MD. That will not hit his MD. I'm really sorry.
It's all right.
You go to stop the spell, but you don't. And the spell flings through. He flings it upon the Minotaur, and you see the Minotaur's wounds slowly starting to bind again. Making him making him almost like fairly healthy and healthy again.
Well, I was hoping to revolve this civilly, but it looks like it's the acid arrow next round.
That's our next round of shit. All right, so initiative, everyone.
Well, I never said I was attacking, but I suppose I will.
Well, you don't have to, but like,
I'm just funning.
14.
Let's start with him, which is +9 for him. And you'll 26. Let's start with that natural 20 though. Let's start with the Minotaur, who is slow. And then let's go to the elf, who is fairly all right. That's elf is 23. Minotaur is 26. No, Minotaur is not 26. Elf is 20. Minotaur is 13. And Underground Prince guy is 26. All right. Everyone rolled?
Yeah. A question. You said that our daily abilities come back after 3 to 4 encounters. How about?
Yeah.
Well, it's been 3 to 4 encounters, I believe.
But it's been 3 encounters, not 3 to 4.
Okay, well, let me propose it another way. It's a fucking one shot. This is the last fight, and most of us are down to just at wills.
Are you kidding? No, you got tons. He's got like 2 acid arrows.
Speak for yourself. I've got magic for days.
Yeah, everyone's got tons of powers. Like you've got tons.
I do. No, I don't.
You've only used your 2 smite foes, right? You got 1 more left.
Yeah, I have 1 encounter power. That's it.
Yeah, but you weren't going to be able to use more than 1 anyway, because you can only use that once per combat.
Right, I understand, but I was seeing if the dailies came back because you said they came back after 3 to 4 encounters, and there have been 3 encounters.
Well, do you want your dailies back? I'll give you your dailies back.
I'm just suggesting.
Have a full rest. I'll give it to you. Why not? Go on then. Have your dailies back. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's the last fight, right?
That's perfect.
So who got first initiative then?
That would be the guy who rolled fucking 20. So Rack, go first.
27. Yeah.
Let's see it then.
Let's see your daily power then, Rack.
Go on.
Okay. Sorry. He's got his bow out now, and you've not seen him use his bow yet.
Not yet.
And here we go. I'm going to shoot the spellcaster, not our spellcaster. Their spellcaster.
Their spellcaster. Go for the shot.
Yeah, bad guy. I'm sure I've got some extra abilities, but I'll go with a straight.
Just straight fuck it. Just fuck it day up.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck him.
It's gone off my page again. Right. Whack. Twang.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's dead.
He'll take that. He's like, yeah, it's fucking love damage. It's great. Fucking shit.
So it passes, probably past the big guy with the club's ear through the legs of the monitor.
Goes round the corner.
Yeah. But he's like, I'm a spellcaster. I totally got fucked. Oh, my face! Like one of those fuck it, you shoot him in the fucking eye. He's like, holy shit.
I said I was the best archer in this land.
You weren't fucking kidding. Unfortunately, it's his fucking turn. So fuck you. All right. So after that shot, you see him like reach up a hand, and you see the energy start to run through him. And then he sort of like throws this like bolt straight at you. And it like sort of bounces around the area just for you and you alone, because fuck that.
That's why we just go to the smokes clear. There's just like a pair of boots left there. Like, smoke coming out of it.
Yeah, that might have been a tactical error, gentlemen.
You'll be fine. Does 29 hit your
yeah.
defense?
Okay,
good.
I love the fact you start leaping into the open like, I'm the best archer in the world. Twang. Might have been a bad move, guys.
So this big glowy blue thing's got me, whatever it was.
40 points of damage.
Fuck me. I'm dead.
Yeah. Hold up. You're dead. You're probably down though. That's for sure. 10 out of 10. However, since you rolled an even number, it bounces off to the next person near you. Who is near him? Who do you think? Who is near him, guys?
Probably me, to be honest.
Well, take 20 points. No, I have to roll against you as well. I can't just go straight for the kill, unfortunately. Was it wrong one? Not that. That will definitely hit you. Take 20 points of damage.
20 points.
It was lightning?
No, he threw this strange orb of like multiple colors, and he threw it down. As it hit Rack. It burst out and it exploded near him to the next person next to him, and he took 30. No, he took not 30. He took 20. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Rack's laying on his back.
Like,
To-
fuck.
To be fair, I've probably like dropped to my knees, giving him on like 9 hit points. I'm like,
You'll be fine. Right, who's next? That was him. Then the next one's gonna go till fucking forever. Jesus Christ. Next person will be what everyone roll.
I got 12.
14.
I got 11.
Oh my god. All right, so the Minotaur isn't going for ages. However, the underground prince dude is going to fucking lay into him, and he starts like fighting him as hard as he can. They both start fighting each other, but he's fighting a losing battle. He just cannot kill this thing on his own. Next up will be I got 13, 12, 11, right?
Yeah, it's you next, John.
Yeah.
All right, John, go for it.
Okay, with the use sort of marshalling the last of my strength, sort of putting a hand down to like, feel the earth beneath it, I'm going to unleash my force salvo once a day.
Go on then. Pop it. Oh, on all three of them?
It says 5 near far enemies, so no, I'm just going to go for the elf and the minotaur.
That sounds fair.
Good, because this guy's currently not fighting against us, he's fighting against the minotaur, so, you know. Call me an old softy if you want.
Right, make the roll.
Are there any escalation dice at the moment? Or
None yet. It's all 0 at the moment.
okay. So that's my first roll.
Against who's it against? It's very important you tell me this.
The minotaur, because it was nearest.
That would actually hit the Minotaur. That's actually less than his PD.
Okay, so
Oh no, sorry, that's his PD. Never mind. No, it misses. Carry on.
okay.
I thought it
On
was
to the
MD.
next one.
A tie is a miss in 13th age?
No, his PD is higher. I thought he was attacking his MD. His MD
Okay,
is lower.
and 15 against the mage.
15 against the mage will not hit. No, that would definitely hit his PD.
Okay,
Oh,
so that's
shit.
27 force damage to that bad boy.
Guys, the mage is kind of on his last legs. He's not feeling that great.
Should fucking hope so after that.
You see him also go down on his knees.
I'll unleash this wave of force, but I literally, like, my character's like on his knees, like holding onto his staff, like.
All right, Minotaur's on 13. Anyone else on 13 or higher?
Nope.
Tick doesn't know. Minotaur's gonna lay into that guy. He's like swinging down at him, and he's like trying to block the best he can, but he just cannot get through. Just about, and he's going lower and lower and lower. He's not gonna last a round.
What is that guy's name? Fodder?
Yeah, fodder, cannon fodder, actually, if that's what you want to call him. That's his actual name. So next up will be you guys. Who's on 12?
That was me.
Iro.
All right.
Right, I will be doing the thrown axe attack again.
On who?
Onto the elf.
What? The guys, the elf is fine. Just ignore the elf. He's fine. It's fine.
No, I'm going for that elf.
Really? He's
Pay
fine.
no
Don't worry
attention to
about
that man behind the curtain.
it. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He's great. He's loving this health damage he's taking. Fuck me. I was like, I'll just give him like
16 to hit.
Is that AC?
That's 16 dice roll plus modifiers and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to say so.
Okay, fine. Hit.
Yeah.
I believed in myself too much. All right.
17 damage. I like these dice. I'm going to use these dice again.
Okay, so that's 32 plus 37 minus 17, and he's still up. Fuck you. He's not looking great. He's kind of on his last. He's literally on his last legs.
He's like,
Axe through the shoulder.
He's like, I have a family. Right, next
Come
up
on, Rob.
is that was 13. Then it's Rob. Your last. Go for it.
So I'm running towards him. If I can reach him in one round, great. If not, I'm going to shoot an arrow at him as I approach.
You cannot reach him. The Minotaur's in the way. You have to shoot an arrow.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So
Do you have a
I'm
bow?
going to. I do. Well, I mean, you gave me a ranged attack, and you told me you didn't put all the equipment down, so I don't think I would have left house without a ranged weapon.
That's kind of why I actually put equipment down. But I was assuming you have a bow. Just roll basic range attack. I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
cool.
So I'm trying to go a little bit wide with the Minotaur as I continue towards him.
That's probably best.
Oh, also, I'm kicking off my escalation die, too. My
Oh,
war
cool.
thing.
Okay. Escalation dice now 1. I'll explain what happens after that afterwards.
Do it.
It
Why
is
did
not
that happen?
calculated. Right. So just roll /R 1d20 for me, and add two. And add not two. Add what's your dex? Oh yeah, add two.
It's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, +1 for the escalation die.
Yeah. So well, yeah, roll 1d20 plus 3. It's just not calculated in because I didn't put it on there.
I guess I missed.
I guess you did. Sorry, bro.
Okay, so my arrow goes wide. He ducks.
He sees it. He doesn't. The arrow goes wide. He just goes on his knees in pain, and it just about misses him.
Okay.
Right, that's 1 down. Sorry about that. I didn't put a ranged weapon on there for you. So escalation guy now goes to 2. As the escalation guy goes to 2, the floor beneath you starts to crackle and sizzle. There's some kind of like powerful heat coming off the ground itself. You can feel it like bursting out from the ground.
I think I saw this in an Indiana Jones movie.
So you go on to the top of the round. So Rack, I need you to make me a death save. Click the death save button and it should work. Please work.
Death save. 1 moment.
It's underneath your charisma.
God. All right.
Please work. I'm begging you.
Think.
Did it work?
If 17's good.
Oh yeah, I it didn't pop up for me. That's all. But yeah, 17's great. You're fine. You're not dead. Next up is the mage, who I'm not quite sure what he's going to do. Really, he's kind of fucked either way. I mean, if you knew you were going to die this turn, would you go for the most amount of damage you could get out?
Yeah, of course I would.
You would, wouldn't you? Well, you would go for the most amount of damage you can get out, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I couldn't get away, you know what I mean?
Blaze of glory, man.
Then I might as well shoot the guy who's shooting me.
That's a good point. Fuck it. Right, so he thinks he either can hit the 2 of you at the back who are throwing things at him, or he can hit the 1 person who's literally charging at him and going around the berth. Fuck it, he's gonna go for you, Rob. I'm sorry. As you come towards him, he gets up and he gets up on his own, and you see him reach in to into one of his cloaks, and he pulls out this weird red mass and he chucks it on the ground. As he chucks it on the ground, this weird, like spiky, sort of giant, weird looking fucking spear comes up. He grabs the blood spear, and with the last of his strength, he throws it at you.
Okay.
And he's going to aim for your physical defense, which is what, 18?
15.
Oh, this will not be as good as his last throw because he's using that. And he believes in himself. 21 will hit.
Okay.
All right, so first thing first. Good news, it only does 20 points of damage.
Okay.
Bad news, as he hits you with it, this weird spike gets into you and starts to course through your veins. You are now taking 10 ongoing damage until you save.
Okay.
Right, that was his turn done. And then it's your turn, John.
Okay, I'm just going to bang my staff on the ground, point my staff at the mage, and I'm going to launch a magic missile at him, auto-hitting him for 2.
He has a family, dude. He has a family. What about the guy? What about the Minotaur? Is no one caring about the Minotaur?
To be honest, he's not the one who's just chucked a giant blood spear into like one of my friend's chests.
That's a good point.
I was also hoping that taking out the mage would also take out the Minotaur since he was being controlled.
14 damage to the mage.
Right. I see magic missile this poor mage. You magic missile him, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking. The bolts come up, and he tries to get up a weak hand to deflect it, but it does nothing. Nothing at all. That's like all 5 of them slam into him. He actually lifts up, and he slams into the wall and slides down.
Boom goes
the Minotaur, as he's slamming down on this poor guy, sort of seems to lose his height and his largeness, and he shrinks a little. But he's still going, so fuck it. And the guy leaves is like, that's great. I would really appreciate a hand. It's the Minotaur's turn. No, it's not the Minotaur's turn. It's his turn. Mm-hmm. And he is going to go for an attack. No, wait, because the two of them won't make any difference to you guys to attack them. So let's just roll, see if you can actually do anything important. Nope. And it's your turn, Hannah.
Okay. Another thrown axe attack. That's a natural 20. Anything special with a natural 20 in this system?
1 second. Who are you throwing that axe at?
Sorry, the Minotaur.
Okay. Yeah. Roll your damage die twice.
6.
In total?
Yeah, because I'm not sure. Do I get to use the flying blade attack again?
Yes.
Ah. So I'm rolling all of the damage dice twice.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 7 for the first lot of 3 and 11, 15 plus 7, 22.
Okay. Minotaur takes like a man because like there's nothing else you can do. Fucking hell, you can just die if you're lucky. Oh wait, I forgot about that ability. Yeah, Minotaur takes the hit, and you see him sort of like shrug some of it off like it's nothing, but it's still 22 fucking damage, so you can't really do much about that shit. Right. On that turn is the Minotaur's turn. Minotaur slams his like fucking claws deep into this guy on the ground until finally the guy holding the maul actually hits the ground, bleeding out and slowly trying to crawl away. He just cannot maintain the guy's strength. He's fought all the way down here. He has no other strength left to do anything else. And then it is up to you guys. So top of the round. No, next up will be Rob. Rob?
Well, I got this thing in me, so I gotta make a saving throw first, or how does that
You
work?
got the end of your round. So take 10 damage now.
Okay.
And then you can see your turn. By end of your round, make a saving throw.
Okay. So am I still free to act?
Yeah, you're free to act. It's just ongoing damage.
Well, I will go up and smite the Minotaur.
All right, do
I
it.
can.
Remember, you have a +4 to your roll.
Yeah, and there's the escalation dice is at what, 2 or 3
+2.
now?
+2.
Right on. Oh yeah, so that's actually 6. Wow, that's a terrible roll.
That was a natural 1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I
Not much
missed.
you know about that.
I missed.
However,
So
you do
what
half
was
your
saving
total
throw?
damage.
Oh yeah.
No, before you do that, you do half your total damage on a miss.
So
So
5.
roll your melee basic attack and add that to your hit. Your damage
Okay,
to two
got
together,
it.
and that's your damage. Basically, missing isn't always that bad if you're smart.
I gotcha.
Does that make sense?
So 11 then,
11 damage. Yeah, he'll take that. And then make your saving throw.
which is a straight up 1d20, right?
Yep. 11 to 20, you save.
I got it. 18.
No more damage for you.
Yay.
Top of the round. Is anyone going to kill Rack? Rack, make a death saving throw.
I'm not there, or I would, but I only have a touch.
Oof, 19.
Still alive. Oh, you're looking great. You feel fantastic. Next up will be... I know, right? Like, I feel great on the front. Next up will be you, John.
Right.
Beldra.
Is there anything legitimately that I can do for Rack?
Before you continue, I forgot. Escalation die is now 3. As it hits 3, you people can see bursts of steam starting to come up from the ground around you.
Is there anything I can do for Rack at this point? What state's he in?
You can go to him and basically patch him up to make him use a recovery on your turn. You can basically crawl over to him and like fucking wake up and like patch him up, and then you let him use a recovery and get up.
Yeah, I'll head over to Rack and sort of patch him up as best I can.
All right, make a wisdom check. No modifiers. I mean, no, I'm +3. And 10 is difficulty. So once you hit that, he'll just use a recovery and get back up again.
Yep.
20.
Yeah, he's fine. What's his name? Rack, use a recovery. You're up.
Right. So what?
So just spend 1 recovery right now.
Yeah. Just click the recovery button. It's on your character sheet underneath max HP.
Max HP. Did that work?
I have no idea. I'm hoping so. Either way, it's your turn, Hannah.
Right. Minotaur's still standing, yeah?
Yeah, he's fucking going strong. He loves
Well,
it.
I've got 2 axes left, so let's see what we can do about that.
Your name on it.
That's at least 23 to hit.
Ah,
Yeah.
shit.
23 to hit.
Hits.
And that's 2 6s and 4. 16.
16.
16 damage.
You're fine. Still alive. Looking a little bit worse for wear. It's the Minotaur's turn. Hey, John, how many hit points do you have left?
Made 9.
Sorry, Rob, how many hit points do you have left?
15.
Welp.
I've not been touched yet. I'm gonna get
You're
so
fine.
splattered.
Oh boy. Does a 23 hit your armor class?
Yeah, 21.
Take 27 points of damage.
Okay, down I go.
Sorry, bro. You just Minotaurs are really nails. I wasn't expecting it to be so good. I'm really sorry. All right. Yeah, that's him done. And then Rob, it's your turn. Make a death saving throw.
Mm-hmm. 15 is a failure. I'm not sure, but okay.
That's weird. That shouldn't be a failure at all.
It
Ignore
says
that.
15 and then it says failure.
Yeah, it's not a failure.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. It's definitely
10.
a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Even I know
Got it.
that. Like, come on. All right, so top of the round. Minotaur's looking a bit worse for wear. Rest of you guys are fine. Rack, you're up.
Right. Roll over, pick my bow as I do, knock an arrow. And have a shot. Will that give me? Will I be on a negative to do that?
Mm-hmm. No, it won't. You can just get up and do it. I mean, you've got enough actions to do it.
Cool. Right. Take the shot then. At the Minotaur this time.
Do it. He loves it. He's all about the damage.
I bet.
He's on half hit points, so he's staggered. So that's a good thing.
Twang.
Jesus fucking Christ! Why do you roll so well? Oh, don't forget, escalation die is plus 4 right now.
+4.
Oh yeah, well that will.
Plus, I rolled an Eve. Oh, it wasn't 16 plus. I got an even roll. I think I've got some things that do stuff on evens.
Yeah, you do. You do so much damage. How'd you do so much damage?
It's D10.
Yeah, it's crazy damage.
It's insane damage for a ranger.
it's
Fucking
nasty.
hell. I mean, everyone does damage, but not like this.
He's +8 damage. How is that
Yeah,
coming
true.
in?
How's that coming in? I'm not quite sure. It's
Like
gotta
on
be
top of
something
the
else.
rolls, he's +8 damage.
Yeah, he gets a +4 normally, babe. What's a +8 kick in?
It's
Sure,
adding
I'm
+4
gonna-
+4. It's adding +4
Oh well,
twice.
so I'll talk about it later. I'm not too worried about how much damage it does at the moment.
Yeah, the escalation die only counts for 2 hit, not damage.
Yeah,
So,
but I don't know why it's coming for that as well. But fuck it, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. All right, so next
Yeah,
up
that's it.
is John.
Okay, seeing that Rack's fine and he's got back to his feet, I push myself to my feet using my staff, and I'm going to unleash one of my lightning bolts towards this Minotaur.
Probably a good idea. Do it.
Okay.
Please miss. I have a family.
What's the escalation dice on at the moment?
+4.
Okay. And this was the same as the force salvo for the roll, wasn't it? Because I haven't got
Yeah. Yeah, let's just click salvo again.
Okay, yeah. Okay, +4. So that's 27. Oh, yeah. I bet get ready for that juicy 78 points of damage.
Fucking bullshit.
36 points of damage for you, Minotaur boy.
Still up, because fuck you. All right, so the Minotaur isn't looking great. He's taking one person down. He's still on his last legs. He's looking over. He's thinking of charging. And then he realizes that actually it's Hannah's turn.
And I've got 1 axe left.
Okay, Hannah, look, I used to roll a natural 1 for me, okay? This is very important. You do that for me.
It's a 12.
It's not a natural
+7
one.
for the power, +4 for the escalation
Fine, just do the
price.
damage and kill him already. Stupid goddamn.
That's a 6 and a 1, and another 6, 13.
Right, describe how your last axe finally finishes her off.
Oh, it's got to be right between the eyes.
All right,
Clang.
so
Or better still, across the nose, and the big metal nose ring on the bull just
Why do you
drops to
have
the
a nose
floor
ring
a second
on-
before him. Because he's a bull.
I was thinking you could chop off one of his horns and say you got the horn.
Just smack into the middle of his face and drops his nose ring on the floor. Ting, ting.
Oh my god, it's made of
And then
fucking
he
like
keels
obsidian or
over
some shit.
backwards. But meanwhile, this room's catching fire or turning into steam or some shit, and we really
Yeah,
ought to get
steam.
the fuck out.
Minotaur dealt with. Let's boogie.
Okay,
What the
so
fuck were they
here's the
down
good-
here for, guys?
Here's the good news. As he falls backwards, it's only then and only then, as his life starts to edge out of his body and his blood starts to go fun, the steam is starting to fill the room, that you see behind the mage is this really complex looking writing at the top, along with one hand symbol. Basically a place for one to place their hand in. The dwarf on this floor with like the thing in his arm is like, please put your hand in there. It'll save us all.
Go for it.
What's it written on?
As you do, what was that?
What's it written on?
It's written on the wall.
Oh, okay.
You wanna
It's
put your
weird
hand up?
writing. John, you're the sage.
I am.
Make me a roll for your reading power
Let
thing.
me just get my.
Make me a reading roll.
Let me just get my mighty powers of reading on.
It's like
Yeah,
seeing
do it.
Total Recall. But your hand in.
21.
All right. As you see Eero start to head towards it, you look up at it and then you realize what it says. It says, from within these walls, the river of Zamd shall flow and take the lives of those who have unleashed it.
I was going to put my hand out, but don't put your hand on that.
The river will flow again. Let's get water for the people.
By the way, just so you know, it's not just the person who touches it, it's every single person in this room will die.
Yeah, I'll wipe out the entire
it'll
party
kill us
so
all.
that all those people at that city have got water. Yeah, I'll do that.
How do you, what if it's a river of lava?
I haven't considered that.
That's
and
what
I've
it
said
says.
I'm doing it now.
You see like the
Unless
guy on the
one of
floor.
you guys want to stop me.
Oh, yeah.
No, I condone this action.
You can do. You're like, yeah, do it. It's great.
Do it.
I will at least run for the exit and take a shot at living.
Do you want to maybe wait till people have left the room first before you start to kill everyone?
No, I'm just going
Yeah,
for
if
it. If
she's-
they can get out on their own
If,
steam,
if,
good
she, if
for
she's
them.
putting a hand out, I'm going to be following shortly after Rob's character.
You're like, fucking run!
I'm going to be like,
All right,
fuck this
people.
shit, I'm out.
As you put your hand on the symbol, and so the writing slowly starts to dissolve, and it slowly starts to run with water. But as the water starts to run down, it's hot and boiling like a geisha. It hits your hand, and you feel it burn horribly. And as it
Right.
hits you and it burn horribly, the entire wall you have bursts open, and a hot geisha of water comes flying out. I'm really sorry, guys. As you turn around to run for the exit, you are not going to make it in time to get there to stop the geisha from hitting all of you.
But it will take out that elven army that's around the city.
Well, yes, the Elven army came specifically to stop the geisha from being released. And that much
Yeah.
is true.
Because waiting 60 seconds longer would have made so much difference.
As you place your hand on there and it gets out, it cuts to the outside and the fort starts to shake. Everyone wonders what's going on or what's happening or why this is happening or what the intention is happening on there. At which point the walls of the fort itself burst out. The entire place is flooded. People start struggling to get out, to live, to breathe. There are some survivors. There's not many, but there are some survivors. As it bursts out of the wall and starts to flow along the gulch. The elven army and their lights stop their assault and they stare down as the gulch starts to fill with water. from the bottom all the way up. It is only the space of a day, but for the very first time, a river flows in Zamd. And that's why I'm ending it. All right, guys, that was the game. I hope you enjoyed it. That was great.
Cheers,
I'm gonna stop the podcast now, so we can all talk about how bad I was at DM and shit.
No, you
thank you very much for
weren't.
watching. If you put yourself through that, oh,
Yeah.
it's so hard to keep your head on this game. Thank you very much for
You should give up on. You should give up being a GM, Lloyd. You just.
Oh, wow, Ian, Jesus Christ! Wait to stop the broadcast first.
Seconded.
All right, guys, stop the broadcast and have a good day. Everyone else is watching, and bye. And broadcast ends in